All right, welcome back to another video. I'm not a theist. This is a very, very special video. I have my buddy here, Sammy Diamonds. Sammy Diamonds, say hello.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. Not a theist. Excited to be here.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, me too. So we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a tier list, but it's not like a tier list like you've seen before. This is a tier list based 100% on data. It is the 1v1 console recently weighted games. We're going to start on F tier. We're going to go all the way to S tier, okay? F tier, obviously the worst, least wins. S tier is going to be the most wins. And then we're going to kind of, see how it goes. Sammy, real quick, what makes a good Arabia Civ in a 1v1 situation?
I think for me, you're coming with all the data here, not a theist, and I'm coming here with vibes only. But
I want to know what you're going to think about how the data actually matches what you're thinking,
For me, my instinct with Arabia, it's a Civ that is good for the early aggression or early defense, because on these open maps, there are going to be Civs that are coming at you early on, and you need to get that early aggression into your opponent's face. So Civs that are good at scout cav openings, Civs that are good at man-at-arms openings or archers. I think like the long boom eco type Civs are probably going to be less good. And so I'm thinking instantly about your Japaneses, your Romans, your Mongols, your Magyars.
Civs that can hit you early.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's my thought. What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I think that's what most people would think. That's kind of what separates Arabia from like things like Arena. Arena is actually more popular with console players. So okay. I think console players aren't as good at walling, aren't as good at that like quick walling, definitely not. So I think you're right. Let's get right into it though. So Our first Civ, the number one worst Civ on 1v1 Arabia. Do you have a guess if you had to pick one?
Well, this is going to be the classic thing where my instincts are proven completely wrong by the data, which is like my life in general.
I think you might be right about this one. I think if you guess, you might be right. Give me one guess. Give me one guess quick.
I'm going to go for like a Mesoamerican Civ, like the Mapuche.
Okay, you're wrong. So worst Civ on Arabia is the Turks.
No way. I would not.
43.1% win rate. Turks are known for gunpowder. Right? Gunpowder, They have decent monks. They're good on closed maps. They're a closed map Civ.
Sure.
Right? They can't hit you early. They can't do anything that you were saying.
They've got good light cav, but yeah, I mean, like, I'm not a Turk player, and in fairness, the one thing they've got going is that fast Imperial on arena push, right? So
yeah, but you need 25 minutes to do that, right? You're not doing that on Arabia. All right, I have to remember all my flags now. The number 2 next worst Civ. Let me make sure I got the flag right here. This one I think might surprise you, actually. I know it kind of surprises me. It is going to be the Spanish.
Okay.
I mean,
what do I think about that?
What do you think about that? You tell me.
So they're a good arena Civ, sure. Good fast building, but I would never pick them on Arabia.
Yeah.
Like what are they going to go with? You're not going to do a man-at-arms push. Cav sucks. They're terrible at archers because they don't even get the crossbowman upgrade. Unless you're someone who can get walls down early, you're going to get trounced, would be my instinct.
I think fast castle into conks is super popular, and it's tough to do on Arabia. It's tough to do when someone knows pretty much where you're going to be, and you can be attacked early, right? It's great on like a nomad, where even if you're close to your opponent, they might not find you in time. You might be able to get up, Okay. Next one is an interesting one. So Spanish were 43.1% win rate. Gurjaras is going to be the next one. Gurjaras. Let me find the Gurjaras is this one here. Thoughts on that?
I mean, again, a camel Civ. I feel like I didn't mention camel Civs at all when I was saying what makes a good Arabian Civ.
Well, camels, they take a little while to get useful, right? Like you really want to use camels against knights, and you're not using... Knights on Arabia can be good, but all right. So more and more told me the other day. He said, "It's something I've noticed more. Arabia is all about feudalage, right?
Yep.
So you want to stay, not necessarily like you want to, but you're going to end up staying in feudal age, making a big feudal army. So having like the stronger camels that are going to counter knights doesn't help you quite as much, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unless your opponent is also going for like a fast castle, like, you can do there are some civs you can do some funky stuff with, like Franks or Khmer, where you can get into castle and knights super quickly. Unless your opponent is doing that. And then you also have to have had the thought of being like, okay, I've loaded into a game where my opponent is playing as these civs. You've got to anticipate them going for the fast castle for your camels to do anything. It's like this classic case where you've got a civ where their main thing is being a counter civ to one of your units you can make.
Yeah, and that's what
But
they
you're
are.
not being proactive, and I think Arabia is about being proactive.
All right, next civ, and this is going to be near and dear to your heart. We got the Britons.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, like, as a Brit, in the state that we find ourselves as a country since Brexit, this doesn't surprise me
Dude,
to see us languishing at the bottom.
Britons on console are not good. They don't do well on any particular map. They're kind of like, you think they're going to be good. You're like, oh, they have great archers. I'm going to use their archers. Then you get into a game and like they're kind of easy to counter.
Like, we got to be honest here, Theist. I think like micro. Archer Micro is easier on a PC as it is on a console. And there are some great console players who are really good at it, for sure. But even then, I think like you're looking more at cavalry archer civs that really come into their own.
Yeah, because they're fast. They can get out. Archers, you end up kind of stuck in a little ball. And if it's a big enough ball, you're great. You can kill anything. But if it's not, you can't leave. Like cav archers, you can at least, okay, I can't fight this, I got to run, and you can get away.
Exactly.
All right.
Like the lack of mobility is huge, isn't it? Really.
This next one, I think, being an F tier might be a little surprising, but it's the Portuguese.
Okay. All right. That is surprising, because I would have guessed that their berry bonus, giving you extra wood gives you an advantage in the early stage,
and cheaper gold units. Useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they can do a little bit of everything. Portuguese. That's what I always felt about them, but they don't have like one go-to thing until maybe like Imp. In an Imp, they can have really good bomber cannons. A lot of their strength comes late. Even in like Fetorias, things like that, it comes a little bit late, and they have ship bonuses. I wonder if a lot of the civs that have like water bonuses are just going to be like lower because they have to trade something, right?
Well, the question is going to be like, where do the Italians and the Vikings come? I mean, you're going to tell us, Theist, but
we're going to see.
The Armenians as well, right? Like, but I feel like with the Portuguese, they're one of the classic like jack of all trades, master of none. There are some maps where like there's certain maps where there's you go into a mega random game and there's loads of berries, and you're the Portuguese and you're like, right, I'm absolutely going to be the dominating here. But I guess on Arabia. Interesting. I wouldn't have seen them down in the very bottom.
Yeah, I would have figured maybe C, maybe B, but they have like a 40, exactly. Looking at it right now, 45% win rate. All right, the next one I think will not be a surprise, the Bohemians.
Yeah, sure. Super slow, okay, great, they get the mining bonuses, but like, are you really going to be getting into the Hoofnitzer and the like wagon, I can't remember what they're called, the war wagons on many games with the Bohemians, like... Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
And I don't know. I came out with a video a few weeks back, and basically any civ with really good monks does really bad on Arabia. And it's not it's not like because their monks are good, so they're going to do bad. It's just that they have to give up something else to have good monks. To have a good monk civ.
And again, like we're talking about console tier list here, right? Like, who is really good at microing monks on the controller?
I've heard there's some people that can do it, but. So you know what I did? I've been using the Moisco lately, and I go like big on monks. And once you get, I think you only get an imp, but once you get the it's not block printing, it's the other tech that lets you like only one monk has to rest.
Yeah, like illumination or something.
Something I don't know what it's called, but it's super useful. Like you could just put all your monks on one and then kind of pick them off, and then you can just put them on another one. And if you have enough, it's actually pretty strong. All right, let's get into the next one.
Especially against like elephants, like something like a slower unit.
Oh yeah, dude. I love when I'm playing anything with good monks and they just like have elephants. It's like it's come true. All right, the next one, Burgundians.
No way. All right, this one surprises me.
Burgundians 45%. Tell me why.
Well, so two reasons. Firstly, I think they've got really, really good eco bonuses that should come good. And like, sure, maybe you don't want to spend the res to get those early eco bonuses on Arabia, but if the game's going longer than 30 minutes, the Burgundians should be bouncing back. Second of all, I think that the Flemish militia is a fucking great unit. Pardon my French. I'm so sorry if you have to edit that out.
It's okay.
I think it's a really solid unit, man. Like,
yeah.
Okay, they get beaten by man-at-arms, but they produce really quickly. They're cost-effective res-wise, so you can get numbers out. If you go like double barracks, you can get a load of Flemish militia out, and that should counter most man-at-arms pushes.
I don't think I've used too many. I haven't used too much Flemish militia. Can you get those in only Castle Age? Can you get them in Feudal Age?
Feudal Age, and then in Castle Age, they're going to bump automatically. You don't have to even research anything extra. So
okay.
Like,
people might be sleeping on those a little bit.
I think they are, man. Yep.
Yeah, I think people might be sleeping on those for sure. You heard it here first. So here's the thing: the Burgundians, they're big. To me, their biggest upgrade, their biggest upgrades are they can get their eco upgrades at a age early. So you can get good eco, but that still takes a while to pay off. It doesn't pay off for a while, right? Same thing with the Cav upgrade in Castle Age. That's great, but like it's still Castle Age. Like you still have to get to Castle Age and have a good position in Castle Age. So yeah, I mean, looking at their text, I'm not surprised that they're not great at something like Arabia. I bet you on the PC ladder, which maybe we'll look at later, they're way better. They're way better because you can. If you ever play against PC, they just wall up like crazy. All right. I think like
I'm not surprised to see them like. I wouldn't say they're like S tier or A tier, but like I would put them at least C or B tier.
Someone's got to be. Someone's got to be F tier. Somebody's got to be. At the end of the day, someone has to have the worst win rate. All right, let me find this flag. The next one is the Byzantines.
All right. Yeah. Well, super defensive, and they're like an entirely a counter unit civilization, right? So Okay. So if you're like, there'll be certain players on the ladder, and I probably was more of this like when I first started playing. Like the go-to is rather defense rather than offense, and so if you're like being raided by scouts, the fact that you can get some cheaper spears out, great. Similar, like if your opponent's coming at you with a, but you're not doing any damage to your opponent, you're always going to be reacting, and I think that puts you at a massive disadvantage on a map like Arabia, where it's all about like defending from and putting your opponent under.
You want to be on the attack. You want to be on the attack.
Exactly.
Byzantines, I'm looking at the whole 1v1 like chart right now, and I'll have it like when I edit this. They're only good on water maps, actually. They're F tier on every map.
Not even on arena.
Yeah. Water, they're B. Nomad, they're D. Everything else, they're F, which is pretty wild. All right, the next one. Let me see. I got to get this one. I don't remember. Yeah, I should because this is awesome. Next one, Muisca.
Goes to 6 a.m. in shambles, man.
I don't know how much he plays Arabia though, but Muisca. So, do you play Muisca much? I kind of do. I've been starting to play him a lot.
I've got to be honest. Like everyone, when the new DLC launched and the Champy were so OP, like, you kind of had to play one of these. You had no choice because otherwise you're going to get Champy rushed. After they nerfed them, I think they nerfed them too hard. We will probably know that. I just stopped playing them, and I haven't played any of the real South American civs.
So they're a really interesting civ. They do a lot better on like closed or like semi-closed maps. Okay. They probably have like the best monks in the game. They have they have one of the best eco. Like their monks get everything. Their biggest thing, this is why I've been using them. They've regained their faith. So listen, I don't know if it's a glitch or what. It says 50% faster. It's 100% faster. So instead of taking 60 seconds to reset, it takes 30 seconds.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they just like phrased it wrong in the thing. I think it's how it's supposed to be. Listen.
Okay.
Their settlements a normal settlement costs 125 wood. Theirs cost 84 wood, and it counts as a house. So you can just spam them everywhere. It's like it doesn't cost you anything. It's like, just put it next to this where you would have a lumber camp. It'd be better to have one here. Better to have one here. Just put them everywhere. Doesn't matter. And those settlements heal your units and your villagers and your allies' units and villagers. Like they're really cool civ. They really, really are.
Are people sleeping on Muisca then?
People are sleeping on them. People are sleeping on them. The Gueco Warrior is insane. It's absolutely insane. It's like a cav
That's
archer.
the skirmisher, right? Like,
It's because they call it a skirmisher. Everyone's like, I don't want that. It's a cav archer.
yeah.
It's literally a cav archer. Like
What?
it's so fast. It does so much damage. Like it's a great unit. It's just a great unit. But it does counter. Okay. I'm pretty sure it does counter against. I'm looking it up right now. It does counter against mounted archers, spears, and archers. So it's like a skirmisher.
Okay.
But
so
yeah,
it's like a Genitor, but it's fast, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then they have the temple guards, which are basically knights. Like they're just a great civ. But I think people are sleeping on them. Yeah. I think people are sleeping on them a little bit. At least for whatever reason on Arabia, they're not that good though. You know, numbers don't lie. So that brings us.
They're so invested in the Castle Age text, like the Temple Guard, the monks,
yeah,
and the Quechua Warrior. Like, if you're getting beaten in feudal, like, what do they have to defend against?
A little bit, yeah. And like, even though you really don't need to have a bunch of settlements, even if you want them, like, doesn't help you that much early. You know, just having them, like, you're still spending, resources on them that you wouldn't if you were a different civ, So I think they kind of ramp up towards, like, Castle Age. That brings us out of the F tier. So these are the worst civs. If you're playing these civs on 1v1 Arabia, on console, these are the worst.
So if you're Spanish, Turkish, British, Portuguese, from Germany, South America, or Greece, you're in shambles right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not liking it. All right, so that brings us to D tier. So the lowest on D tier is the Inca.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a little surprised by that. I don't know. How do you feel?
Well, I mean, so I watched a lot of, obviously, like most AoE2 aficionados, a lot of T90, a lot of Dave, a lot of Hero, and they seem to be real big fans of the Incas. They're always saying how good they are with the extra house bonus from their settlements, with their infantry, with their wood saving efficiencies. But I'm just thinking about like how I would play. So the way I'm going through this tier list, as you're going through A Theist, is like, do I like to play the Civ, and am I scared of the Civ if I come up against it? And like, if I'm on Arabia and I see my opponent's got Incas, generally not that worried. So maybe that says something.
Yeah. I mean, I think basically their military units cost less food as you go through the game. So like they can spam a lot of pretty powerful units like Champies and Kamiyuks and things like that. Like you can spam those, slingers even. But yeah, I don't know if it's just not enough. Like it's just not enough. I really don't have like a good explanation for it.
I guess also what's the other bonus? Their villagers get affected by blacksmith upgrades. Their
villagers get blacksmith upgrades, which does that like if your villagers are being attacked that often where they need the blacksmith upgrades, it's probably things have gone wrong. Maybe you can do some weird fun attacks with that or something. I don't know. I when they had the champion warriors were so strong, the Incas were insane.
I think it was Vulcan Loop said this to me on like a call a little while ago. He was like, the thing with the Incas is that when they introduced the new DLC, they got like a triple nerf because they lost the Eagle Warrior and they got a Champion Warrior, which was good for like a month, and then it got really bad again. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you're losing a really solid unit, and you get given a worse unit. Like it's true. Maybe.
And on that note, like you don't see as many champion warriors out there. Like the players who are using those civs, they're making champion, myself included, they're making champions in like feudal age, maybe early castle, and they switch to a unique unit after that. Yep. It's very rare to like you're like champion's going to take it to the end of the game. I'm sure it does happen, but okay. Next civ is going to be, and this one I don't think will be a surprise being lower. Hang on, where is this? Where are you? Here it is. The Poles.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, they've got amazing farming eco with the full walk. So like, and their slasher privileges tech. I like the Poles. I was a huge fan of the Poles when they first came out as well. When the villagers regenerated in Dark Age as well. Like you could do some crazy strats with like early towers and things. When they nerfed that and made a few other tweaks to the Civ, it feels like they are entirely made for that like early castle pressure. Like I don't even think they're like necessarily good on arena sometimes. They're like good on like very short period on arena, they're great, and the rest of the time they're kind of like lacking in something.
Whenever I play against the Poles, it's always they're gonna if they get late, they're gonna spam knights, they're gonna spam like the winged hussar or whatever it is, and they're gonna make obuks. That's pretty much all that's gonna happen. They're not going into like archers very often, although their archers aren't bad. I don't think they're terrible archers.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's just like I think the gold discount on the knights that you get, like once you get the what was it called?
Slatcher privileges.
Slatcher privileges. It sounds awesome on paper. Like, oh man, I get cheap knights. This is great. I can just spam them, and sometimes it works great, but not always though.
And to get to Slatcher privileges on Arabia, you have to have sacrificed loads of your eco to put your villagers onto stone. You have to build the castle, then you have to build up food and gold to get Slatcher privileges, and then you have had to build loads of stables, which requires wood, to get the knights
I'm surprised.
Going
to be honest, I'm surprised they're not lower. To be honest, like I'm surprised they're not F tier. All right,
like they're good on arena for that one moment where like you've not been attacked. You can get your castle up, you can research the unique tech, and you can build like 10 stables and get like 20 knights on the field really really quickly in like a team game. I think apart from that, they're not a great civ.
All right, next up, Malians.
Right. Okay. I mean, I don't play a huge amount of the Malians.
Not a lot of people do. I don't think they're super popular.
They're the ones with the Gabetto warriors, right?
The Gabettos, yeah. They have Gabettos.
Yeah.
So to me, what I think about them is I think about this tech called Farimba, which is their cavalry gets +5 attack, which is like insane.
Okay. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, like they can just kill anything. But it's an imp tech though. You don't, it's not out until imp, and you're not getting the imp tech until like late in imp. So I can see that they're not being great. Their other thing is their pierce armor on barracks units. This is the one like Ghost 6 AM uses Malians. A lot of people use Malians to just like mass a bunch of like long swords or man at arms and just go for the TC because their pierce armor is so high. Which you think would be good.
That as well, right?
What's that?
Is that a team bonus? Because
no,
is that what you and Ghost do? Okay, because you and Ghost
we just both picked civs that had. Yeah, I remember that game. We just picked civs that he picked the Malians, so he had that, and then I picked I think the Armenians. They can get long swords. Early. So
feudal,
so like that's they're both doing the same thing more or less, but different ways. But I'm surprised because infantry civs I think are doing pretty darn well right now. So I'm surprised they're not even higher. But they're a good overall civ in general. All right, the next one.
Do they have any eco bonuses or anything?
What's that?
Do the Malians have any eco bonuses?
Eco bonuses.
Do they get more gold or anything like that?
Their buildings are cheaper wood, and their villagers drop off more gold. Okay. But it's a drop off more gold. Yeah, so like they'll drop off 12 instead of 10 or something. Yeah, I mean it's on paper it seems like a pretty darn good civ for Arabia, to be honest. Yeah, I think maybe people just aren't using it very well. Yeah. It's not super popular, so you're not going to know how to use it, I guess. All right, the next civ is the Malay.
All right. Well, I mean, like naval civ, right? Like the big thing about them is, well, firstly, I mean, they age up super quick, so that's great. But that sort of lends itself more to like an arena type or a nomad map where like getting that tech advantage gives you a huge, huge boost. I guess on Arabia, you can get up to feudal or castle slightly quicker, but if you don't have the setup behind it,
early on, all they really have, they can get up to feudal age faster, 66% faster, which is pretty fast. But they don't have, they don't really have like the eco bonuses that like get you there much faster. If that makes any sense. Like you still need to kind of get the resources to click. So you'll get there, but it's not like you're getting there. Like other civs, you actually can get there faster because you're collecting more resources, right? So you can click up a little earlier, maybe. And then infantry armor upgrades are free. And that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You can attack early. But yeah, they're mostly focused on navy and elephants. Elephants are great, but again, more late. I think you and I kind of in agreement. Arabia is really about the early game. Late game.
100%. It's what you said at the start, what Moramura said to you about, like, you need to be able to prepare it to fight in feudal. And these civs that, like, the Malay, another thing would be their Karambit warriors, right? Which is a castle unit that you need. So,
I mean,
again,
honestly,
it doesn't surprise me.
I don't think I could do it with the data, but I would love to make just like fast castle unique unit tier list, you know?
Oh, yeah, that'd be sick, man.
Because
That'd be so good.
that's like, it's
That's
such a
like the red
strong
phosphorus
strategy,
thing.
you know? The thing with that
Yeah.
is like, you know, you're what, like 1700 something elo?
Yeah, I think, yeah, right. So I oscillate between 1600 and 1700, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, you're a little bit ahead of me. I'm like between like 15 and 16. And
Yeah, gotcha.
I don't like where I'm playing, dude. Every other game is just someone trying to fast castle unique unit, and it works up until like 1600. I feel like up until that point,
Right.
no one's really that good where they can just stop it and defend it. So everyone just does it because like, it's easy. But then, I used to do it too. And then you get to like a good player and they can defend it, and you're like, oh, well, now I have to figure out how to play the game. You know, like it's just too easy to do. All right, next one. I think this one may or may not be surprising. It's the Saracens.
Ooh, okay.
Another Campbell Civ, a little more defensive.
I mean, I went through a phase where I was like, you know, I think the Saracens are being slept on. Okay, so because I think you get cheaper or fast producing stables. So I was like, this could be really good for massing knights, getting into an FC, and absolutely clearing up people on Arabia. And so for about 15 games straight, I played Saracens, and I swear to God, I lost every single game.
Yeah.
So like I think on paper they could be really good, and like their Mamelukes, oh my God, possibly the best unit in the game. They're definitely in the conversation, right? Great siege as well for late game, and their trade and their market bonuses. But it feels to me like unless you're playing a game like in the CCL, aka the greatest Age of Empires 2 competition that you can do, where you've got a chance to get up to the later stages, or you're in arena, or you're in a team game, the Saracens are not good in a 1v1 open map situation.
So I had a great Saracen Arabia strategy I used to do.
Oh yeah.
I would go, and it's just to work. I remember my first really big game was against Darth Masala, and I almost beat him.
Great.
I was this close. He was the Persians. I was this close. But basically double archery range. Just abuse the market, right? Build a market before the archery ranges, right? Double archery ranges, go crazy on archers, right? Then they start making all these skirmishers and stuff, or they start making all these cavalry because they want to counter you. Then you get to Castle Age and just start banging out all these camels that just destroy them. And it's like, it worked like every time. Like it worked like so freaking well, you know? But it took a little, like you had to, use the market a lot, which is fine. I don't know if everyone does that with the Saracens, but like they should.
Well, that reminds me of this video that T90 put out a couple of months ago about this guy who like literally he's got something like 5,000 games on PC, so it's slightly different from what we're talking about, but he only plays Saracens. And he's got like a difference, like if he plays on Arena, he's got a win rate of like 50%, normal average. On Arabia, it's got like 14%, and he's like trying the same thing every time. Where he puts like all his builds in Feudal Age onto stone, having built the market, and then uses the market bonus to sell the stone for gold to then buy his way up to castle.
That's so
it's
weird.
like the most convoluted way of getting to Castle Age for a fast castle that I've seen. And it doesn't work because he's doing some weird thing. But I love the guy that he's like, I know this Civ so well. This is the way to use him. And it doesn't work.
That's great. All right, next Civ, the shoe.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I mean, you'd think actually, like the fact that the lumberjacks generate food might give you a boost if you wanted to go something like a scout opening. Meanwhile, the fact that they've got really good archers should mean, I think my instinct would be that they're a higher tier Civ, to be honest.
So my instinct on the shoe is exactly like yours. They should be really good. They're one of the worst Civs on console. Just overall, they're one of the absolute worst Civs. Almost F tier in every category as far as like
really?
win rates go. Yeah.
Is that because they're just slightly more micro intensive? Do you think?
Yes, because I'll tell you what. On this is incredible. On 1v1 PC, they're S tier. They're one of the highest win rates on 1v1 PC.
Wow.
On 1v1 console, they're literally like just bad at everything.
Wow. Okay.
I can't explain it. On paper, you're right. They look good. I think it's just Archer Civs right now. You have to be a certain type of player to use them well.
Yep.
You just have to be a certain type of player to use them well. But also their siege is so good. Their siege is really, really good.
What are they called? The war chariots?
They have war chariots, and then they have the traction trebs.
Yeah. Attraction trap Civ in theory is like such an advantage
Yeah.
that you can, without a castle, being able to drop that number of like essentially a cross between a trebuchet and a bombard cannon is a huge bonus. So I was just remembering this game I played it with my buddy Cool Phil against. I think it was Ice and Gobs, but if I'm misremembering, I'm sorry. But we had two really strong players coming up against us on step, and I managed to just about squeak into castle, get some war chariots out, and with just a handful of them, I was able to wipe both of their armies. And like, yes, they ultimately did come back and beat us, but there was a huge swing in the game because those war chariots, they've got super high pierce armor, and yeah, great against like infantry, great against archers, and even not too bad
Did
against
you change?
cav.
Did you change into barrage mode? Do you remember?
Yeah, so you can switch obviously like between the focus fire and the barrage, where it's a bit more
Yeah.
like chaotic, and like against any clump of unit. If you go for the less accurate one, it's like such a
Yeah,
massive
barrage. Yeah,
boom. You know?
I know it
Yeah,
was bugged for a while, but it's been working for a while. Yeah, they're really great units. I
yeah,
had a great game against in the tournament, the 2v2 tournament that we did a while back,
yeah.
with Ballant versus Seth and Man Bear Pig, where Ballant was the shoe and he was crushing. He was
You're
absolutely
right.
destroying with the traction trebs. Like, and I was like, I
Yeah,
remember it very well because it was like such a amazing, like they couldn't push because if you have traction
yeah.
trebs, they're so tough to like get into unless you're just going straight cav basically. If you have
Yep.
archers, if you have scorpions, even if you have like bombard cannons or something, like it's not
Yeah,
easy to take them out, or
not at
mangonels,
all.
like they're like mangonels and
It-
trebs like had a baby, they're awesome.
Yeah, it's like a bombard cannon treb mangonel unit that you
Yeah, it
can
does everything.
create from the siege workshop without having to research any extra tech. It's
Yeah,
like
and it does like blast
super duper
damage, like just wherever you
powerful.
shoot it, it does everything,
Yeah,
Okay, I think I'm surprised the shoe are D tier. I think it's a clear limitation of console players that they're D tier. I
yeah,
think I wouldn't be surprised if the better console players are good at it, are good
yeah.
with them. All right, next up, Dravidians.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like this is surely isn't surprising, right? Like great on water with the Thericidae ship, really good elephant archers. But like, who's getting to elephant archers en masse, on
It's tough.
Arabia? You know?
The only thing I would say about the Dravidians is the extra 200 wood that you get when you age
Yep.
up is incredible. It's
Sure.
incredible. And I think it's honestly like would be a good civ almost like for like beginners or like bad players because just whatever you did in dark it doesn't matter. You got 200 wood, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, not super surprising. I think that they're a little bit of a tough civ. They're great on hybrid maps. They're great on Nomad,
Yeah.
at least on console. But yeah, they definitely take a while to get going, I think.
Yeah. Agree.
All right, next up, let me see if I can remember what flag they are. I cannot. Next up, near and dear to my heart, being in Guatemala, is the Maya.
Ooh. All right. All right.
Another archer civ, kind of down towards the bottom there. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what to make about that.
Another foot archer save, right? Like
Yeah,
again, I don't know if the data will pull this out, but I have a feeling that cavalry archer civs are going to do better on Arabia because of their mobility. Whereas if you're leaning into crossbowmen, it requires that micro. You have to really focus both on your archer mass at the front while also being at home. And like if you're being attacked by scouts in the early stage, really hard to do that multitasking on console between your own base and your opponent's.
for sure, for sure. They do start with an extra villager, but they start with less food. So I don't know the math on it, but I don't know if it really gets you
And
that
the
much
resources last
better.
longer, which is good for
Yeah,
like late games, but not for Arabia.
yeah, their archers are cheaper though, so you think you should be able to mass them up a little bit earlier.
Mm.
I think Maya's is a type of civ that I think the better the player is, the better they are with that civ. Like the
Yes.
better that
Yeah.
civ is, like in the hands of a better player compared to, like
Yeah.
an average player. Next up, I think I know what this
But
thing
quick
is
shout
here.
out to the Maya in general, though. Like, I mean, I've been to Mexico with my wife a couple of years ago, and
Oh yeah,
all around the
dude,
Yucatan, like, there's such an awesome
bro,
civilization, man.
I'm in Guatemala, and
Yeah.
there are Maya people that like are my neighbors. Like they're everywhere,
Right.
and they're great people, and their runes here are insane. Like they're so amazing. I mean, they're just big pyramids. They had giant cities. Like it's an amazing civilization. Like if you learn about it, it's
Am,
incredible.
am I right in thinking that Yavin from Star Wars is filmed in Guatemala on some of the old Mayan pyramid
Yeah,
temples?
they used Tikal. Tikal is
Right.
a big, giant Mayan like city basically, and it wasn't even discovered that long ago. It was discovered like 1900 or something.
No way.
And they have
That's
these
crazy.
giant pyramids. Yeah, and they filmed whatever Star Wars movie they filmed there.
Yeah, A New Hope, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars
Yeah,
guy, but yeah, they filmed the Star Wars movie there, and I've been there, and it's incredible. It's like
amazing.
it blows your mind. You're just like how. All right, next
This
up,
is the crazy thing here.
we have the Chinese.
Another foot archer civilization, right?
Yeah, I
This is
mean, I
interesting.
think of Chinese as like a discount civilization. Like they have everything that they can just get at a
Yeah,
discount. You know?
I feel like okay, hit me if you think I'm wrong here, but so they nerfed him when they brought out the Three Kingdoms DLC and got rid of their camels because
Hmm.
the camels were sort of doing the work that the Khitans are now doing, representing that regionality. So like, sure, maybe more historically accurate, but quite a huge miss to suddenly lose the ability to go
Did
heavy
they
camel.
get anything? We got fire lancers, right? That's what they got.
They got fire lances. Did they get?
Yeah,
Did they even get fire lances?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They got
Okay.
fire lancers. I know that. The
They didn't get rocket carts, did they? Or did they?
they
Koreans
have
did.
rocket carts. Yeah, they have rocket carts and fire
Okay.
lancers. So they got something for
Okay.
them. But agreed, like camels are a great counter
Yeah.
for cavalry.
And like the six villager start, no, is it right? Yeah, six. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. It's
But
amazing,
it,
but it has to be in the hands of a better player, though.
yeah,
Like, if you've
yeah,
never
like
practiced Chinese, like you're not helping yourself by having more
totally.
vills. Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
not gonna. The thing is, like, you're only gonna have two more vills, and that's only if you get loom immediately and get all your villagers collecting food. Like, you have to be like on top of it
exactly.
right off the rip.
Exactly.
Although
Yeah.
we already did the Gurjaras. Gurjaras have a tougher start than the Chinese, in my opinion, because I played them
Do you
both a
think?
lot. I played them both a lot, and the Gurjaras because you have to get food not from your sheep. Like you
Yeah,
can't
on
just
the
eat all your
berries.
sheep. Yeah, like you have to
Yeah,
kind of think about it. It takes more micro. Like you're done
yeah.
microing with the Chinese earlier. You know.
Although I would
Um,
say like shout out to the Kajaras. If you're have you tried the if you're in a 2v2 or a 3v3 team game, get your opponent or get your ally, sorry, who has to send you all of their sheep,
yes.
and then you
Yes.
put all of like yours and your
Or
ally's sheep in your
Gurjaras
mill, and
when
you
you're
get
when you're
like
when you're
loads of
going
food.
into a mega random and you don't know what you're gonna get. You pick Gurjaras
Yeah.
and you just get lucky and you get one of those maps that has like 500 sheep on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just hope for the best, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it's like
never
basically
know.
having like two other vills, from the get-go potentially, which is
Yeah,
huge.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tricky. But anyway, next one. So this is the top of D tier. This is the last one in D tier. This one
Okay.
I think might surprise you. I think might surprise you a little bit.
Okay.
I think it might surprise a lot of people because this is probably one of the most picked civs in the entire game. It's the Khmer.
No way. I
No
don't
way.
believe you. I don't believe you, Ian.
47.3%. I haven't been saying the percentages in a while, but 47%. We're still under 50%. This is every console player. I have 2,400 players in this sample here, so this is every single one of them playing. Yeah, you'd think everyone loves the Khmer. They're good early, but they're good late. I mean, they're good
I mean,
elephants, which are good late. Like,
all right, I'm gonna come out with a challenge here, and it's also an opportunity for me to promote my YouTube channel as well. But there's a sub 14-minute fast castle into knights that you can do with the Khmer. Like
yeah,
if
oh
you
yeah, for
practice it
sure.
really well, you can do it like in 12 minutes. The fact that they don't need any buildings to advance to the next stage means that you can like if you're really really tight, like don't even build a lumber camp, just use your straggler trees and get your boars in, get your deer pushed. You can be getting like flooding your opponent's base or defending your base with
Within
knights in
14
like
minutes.
12
Yeah.
minutes.
So the thing is
Yeah,
at
and
at
it's
at, at
crazy.
that like 13, 14-minute mark though, are you like do you have enough eco to keep that up though or do you have to like stop
I mean,
producing?
well, you'll have to watch my YouTube video to see. But yeah, it's
Okay.
it's a very very tight build. You
Yeah.
use your right straggler trees, and as you're going up to castle, that's when you drop your stable and your lumber camp, and then you should start transitioning to farms. And obviously, their farms are amazing. Like alongside Poles and Slavs and Teutons, like absolutely S tier farming eco, and then that should be what allows you to carry your knights into it.
Yeah.
But even if you want to play more standard, like and get some farms down early, you should be able to be pumping out the scouts pretty well, right? So like, yeah, that's it's surprising to see them so low.
It's surprising. They're pretty easy build to do because you don't need
Yep.
the buildings. So you could definitely have your timings well. I think that they like, good timing. I think they also really they'll cover up mistakes like if you just didn't have the right amount on wood or food or whatever, like you kind of cover up your mistakes a little bit. um I don't know. I don't know. I'm surprised that they're so low, but that's what they are. I think that they do have like elephants, ballista elephants, battle elephants, like those are all late game kind of stuff. So early on
Yeah.
with them, like really you're making scouts into knights, which is also kind of easy to counter, right? It's not,
Yeah.
if you just make a few spears, you're going to be fine. Make a few
I,
spears, get to castle,
yeah.
make your unique unit or whatever. Like,
I guess they're one of these civs that like, you see if you see your opponent is Khmer, you're not expecting things like man-at-arms or archers very often, are you?
yeah, unless you're
So
playing
like
Darth,
if you
Darth
can predict
Masala.
what they're
Darth
doing.
Masala, for some reason, always makes the wrong unit with his Civ.
Right.
It's really fun. I play him with because he's always playing team games whenever Balance and I are playing,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Balance always like, what? He's Mongols. Why is he making archers? What is going? Like, he's always just like, why is he doing this? Like I said, with no bonuses, and
The
he'll
element of
just
surprise, right? Yeah.
yeah, it works on me. It always works. I think I know why. I think he reads what I'm gonna do, and then he just does what's gonna
Yeah.
counter me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it always does that. All right, the next one. So that's the end of D tier
Okay.
actually. So now we're getting
Okay.
to like,
Interesting.
kind of like these civs are gonna win a little bit.
They're okay. Yeah.
Next one, Burmese, bottom of C tier.
All right. I mean, another monk civ, you know. Um, sure. Burmese are one of these civs that I so rarely play unless like I'm playing random and they just come into my
Yeah,
way. They're not something I'd proactively pick.
I
Like if I
think
randomed into Burmese on Arabia, I don't even know what I'd do in feudal.
so.
Maybe archers.
Infantry has extra attack in each age, which I think could be pretty
Okay.
darn good. Monastery techs are cheaper, so you can kind of get really good monks if you need to. The rest of their bonuses are pretty much like elephant bonuses, I think. Lumber camp technology is
Mhm.
free. That's pretty nice. Yeah, they're pretty good balanced civ. Pretty well
Yep.
balanced.
But not quite pushing into the upper echelons.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I think like everything but archers are going to do pretty decently well. All right, the
Yeah.
next one. The next one is the Teutons. If I can find their symbol.
Teutons.
Where are you, Teutons?
Uh, they are
Which one
the
is
third
that?
one from the top in the top left next to the Franks. They're the sort of the eagle on the shield, yellow
Ah,
shield.
okay, okay, I see it here. I
There you
guess
go.
it's no longer alphabetical. I'm not sure 'cause I was looking at towards the where I think the T's would be. But Koreans are down
Yeah.
here, Huns are here, Cumans are here. Yeah, this is not alphabetical at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So the Teutons, I love the Teutons. I think the Teutons are super super
Really?
fun. Yeah, I really especially after I watched that Teutonic Fortress video from
Oh,
T90.
dude. I mean,
That it's
that's one of the
just
best
so much
videos.
fun.
So good.
I've tried that like 50 times on fortified clearing, and it's worked like
Yeah.
twice. But it's so much fun to try, though. It just
Yeah, man.
they're just so defensive. They can just be defensive. I think that their best like trait, though, honestly, though, is just the cheap farms. Like when
Yeah,
you
man.
have cheap farms, it just opens up the possibilities of whatever you want
Yeah.
to do.
I love the Teutons. I mean, partly from the nostalgia hit of when I was a kid, and I used to love the Barbarossa campaign,
Hmm.
and I used to just love the look of the Teutonic Knights. They look one of the
The
coolest
Knights are
units in the
awesome.
game.
Yeah, they're super cool.
Amazing. I love
And they're
them on.
scary. They're scary as
They're
anything. When you
scary,
got when
right?
you got a bunch just walking towards you
How are you
slowly,
gonna beat them?
they're like Jason in Friday the 13th. They're just like slowly, you're like, I can't kill this
Right?
thing. It's just gonna come at me.
Literally, like I think they're like also on a map like Socotra where there's like super early aggression.
Uh-huh.
They're watchtowers with the instant murder holes. If you back them up with a
Yeah.
couple of men at arms and then they're cheap farms as well, like you can absolutely cook on them
So
as
I
well.
gotta
I
say
think.
something. Some people like to tower rush with the Teutons, but the
Yeah.
Teuton bonus is that they can garrison more. So if you tower
Yeah.
rush with only 5, you don't garrison more than 5, so you're not actually getting any benefit from that. I just want to make that little PSA because some people think that their towers are so good. It's like no, you actually
Yeah.
have to put more villagers in them for them to be
You
good,
do.
or archers or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, defensively, it's really fun playing them. I think they're a cool civ. Not surprised
A
they're in
lot of
C.
flexibility.
Wouldn't
They got
expect
a
them
lot
to
of
be
usefulness.
higher.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect them to be lower. Sounds about right
Nope.
to me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're like a really solid. You know, their cav is good, but it doesn't get. They don't get bloodlines. They don't even get light cav. Their infantry, of course, solid but very slow. Archers, sure, fine. Gunpowder, they get the techs, but they don't do anything like
Their bomber
super
cans are
special.
probably
Do
one of the
they?
best in the game. Once they get the tech, they have a tech that does something to the bomber cannons. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh yeah, they get the +4 melee armor on them,
Yeah, on
so
their
they're
siege, right?
a little tankier. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is nice. Yeah, I mean they're a fun civ. All right,
Yeah.
next up is going to be the Tatars.
Right. Okay. I mean, great cav archers, and they get the extra sheep.
Yeah, I think this is the
Um,
first Cav Archer civ. I think
yeah.
kind of pointing in what you were thinking. That Cav Archers were going to be higher on this list, right?
If that theory is borne out by the data, Fierce, I'm going to be super happy.
We'll see. We're going to
Because
see.
it'll be a proof that vibes work. But yeah, I mean, of the Cav Archer civs, I think they're one of the weaker ones because yeah, I just feel like some of the others, like the Magyars, the Mongols, have things that complement those. Complement the Civ as a whole more effectively than the Tatars, which is yeah, okay, you get the extra sheep, but they don't really help. That doesn't help you lean into Cav archers, which need wood and gold. Obviously, they get the hill bonus as well, right? But again, very circumstantial. You know, you're not necessarily sure when you unless you're playing like on a map like Gold Rush, where you know there's going to be like elevation changes. Very circumstantial as to whether you can get the bonus from
Yeah. So they do.
bonus.
I have them as so I have my little like tech like tree
Hmm.
archetype thing, and I have
Yeah.
them as actually one of the better Cav Archer civs.
Okay.
And the way that I do it is really just based on what techs they get, right? Which is all of them. So they don't miss anything.
Right.
They have Parthian
Yep.
tactics. They get Parthian tactics for free, I think, right? They get
I think so.
like even the last armor. They get bracer. They get everything. But then also check this out. I give them bonus points. So they deal 25% more damage fighting higher elevations. That's
Yep.
kind of great for Cav archers. Thumb ring Parthian tactics free. Mounted archers +2 line of sight, which is pretty underrated. Like seeing farther is pretty awesome.
Yep. Cav's great.
And then their Cav archer have +1 and +1 melee, +1 pierce armor for their castle tech. So like all of their techs are for Cav archers. Even Keshiks are Cav archers. Like their unique unit is a Cav archer, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Keshiks aren't Cav
No,
archers.
no,
Keshiks.
Keshiks they're the ones that like give you gold when you
Yeah.
beat
They're like knights. They're like knights. No, I take
yeah,
that back. Edit that out. That was bad.
that's fine. Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
no, it's fine.
they really like. I feel like Tatars are the one civ. Maybe they aren't like necessarily like the best individual Cav archer, but like everything about them, like you're gonna make Cav archers when you're playing Tatars. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah,
Like you're not
100%.
gonna make anything
There's
else of
nothing
them.
else, but this is it. They don't do anything else, right?
Yeah,
Like they are purely for that.
that's true. All right, I'm gonna get into the next one. Give me one moment. So that was
Yeah.
Tatars. Ooh, the next one's gonna be interesting, and actually higher than it typically is for like other map types, and it is the
Okay.
Georgians.
All right. All right.
I want to love the
Uh,
Georgians, Sammy. I want to love the
man.
Georgians. Everything about the Georgians makes me want to love them. I tried. I only bought this DLC like a few months ago, and I
Right.
tried. I tried playing with them, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be easy. I'm just gonna make
Yeah.
Cav. I'm just gonna run all over them
Yeah.
with Cav. You know, like what are they gonna do?
With the extra pop space as well, right? Like
Yeah,
that's going to
and
be
I
amazing.
regenerate.
Unbeatable.
Like all my Cav regenerates
Yep.
HP, and it didn't go well. It did not. It actually just did
Did it
not
not,
go
dude?
well. Yeah.
Why do you think that was? Is it that like they only really get going in like the mid to late castle age? The HP bonus on on the scouts wasn't good enough, or was it that like
I don't
your
know
opponents were always
exactly. For
in spears to
I
defend
think
against them?
honestly, I think that the Cav themselves, I think, are great. There's no real issues with them. But as soon as they know you're going Cav, which you're playing the Georgians, you're probably going Cav. they are just going to make counter units. Okay,
Yep.
so it's kind of predictable. So you have to make something else. So you can make cav archers with them. You can make a couple other things. But then I think that their eco micro is actually kind of intense. You have these fortified
mule
churches.
carts, yep.
You got these mule carts you got to move around. Like
Yep.
you have to kind of I felt like when I'm playing Georgians, I'm just moving these mule carts around all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I need this over here. I need this over here. It's like if I'm playing the Magyars, I'm just looking at where the fight is. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing back at home. Like these guys are going to wood. I'm gonna go back there, put them on farms. Done.
Completely agree.
With the Georgians, I'm moving these mule carts around every 2 seconds. I feel, and for me, it's like it's too much. I can't keep up.
I couldn't agree more, man. Like, and maybe this is a cathartic like therapy AoE2 Georgian session, but like everyone says that mule cart civs have a great boat. Like, sure, I understand that in principle they're a massive efficiency boost because you can drop off gold, stone, wood simultaneously. But the thing is, like, unless you have like the perfect map where all those resources have spawned really close to one another, like I still end up building as many mule carts as I would normal resource drop-off buildings,
and you have to
right?
move them around.
Like,
at least when you have a lumber
right?
camp, it's like, okay, I got to build a new lumber camp. You don't got to think about it until you build a new one.
Yeah.
With the mule cart, you're like, oh no, I got to move that over to the gold.
And then if you move it over there, you're suddenly stopping one of your group. Like if you've got a mule cart that's being gold
and then you try to do the select all, the little big circle, and it selects the mule cart and the villagers. And I'm like, I don't want the mule cart in that. I just want the villagers. Now I got to deselect the mule cart. It's a whole thing. Like, I think that's the biggest trouble I have with them. Give me a settlement all day over that, all day long.
Yeah, man. 100% agree. Yeah.
All right, next one up. I think this one won't be surprising. I think it's in the right spot. This is the Celts.
Yeah, perfect spot for him. Like, fast infantry, great siege. The lumberjacks work faster, which can be great, but
they're not overwhelming. They don't have anything.
They're not overwhelming.
There's
nothing that like you look at the Celts and you're like, wow, they've got an OP strat or an OP unit. They're just
like their
solid.
unique unit comes out and you're like, oh no, I'm done. Like you can, but they are good. They are very good though. You can't knock them for anything on Arabia.
They'll put up a fight against anyone and they can beat anyone, but they can be beaten by everyone.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. That's kind of right where they are, right in C tier.
Yeah.
We're at 49.1% win rate. So at some point we're going to cross that 50% threshold yet. We're not there
anticipation.
Yet.
Okay.
The next one, I don't need to look at the map for this. This is going to be the Cumans.
Wow. Okay. Right.
Cumans,
the 2TC bonus.
Yeah, Cumans might be an interesting like high versus low elo type of a situation because here I'm really curious right now. Cumans in high elo are in C tier, so the same tier. So that doesn't make a difference. I'm wondering where they are in low elo. In low, also C tier actually. Yeah, so not making a big difference, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of the same. It's not that hard to make a second TC. Like you just make a second TC, and then you have better eco and better defense generally, but you're going to get attacked early every time, right?
Yep. Yeah, if you choose to go 2TC on Arabia, like your opponent has to punish you.
Yeah.
And if you're coming up against like I'd expect like from the sort of 1500 and above level, if you see your opponent is Cumans, you know that you've got to at least be keeping an eye on their base to work out whether they're going for the 2TC, and if they are, you want to be putting like archers or scouts in their face to disrupt their eco.
Yeah,
right?
if I see I'm going against Cumans, I'm going scout rush every time.
Yeah.
Just if they go 2 TCs, I'm killing as many villagers, disrupting as much as possible. You know, I think that's what you can't let them free boom. I think there are some civs that are like you just kind of have a good idea of what they're going to do and how to counter it. And I think that kind of helps you a little bit to kind of figure out like what to do against them. Okay, so we just finished with the Cumans, and the next civ, I think this one won't surprise you. I think it's gonna be like that's where it should be. It is. Hang on, I gotta find the flag for it. Man, I don't know how people know every flag for everything. Like, I have no clue.
Too many
Next
of them
one
are too similar as
is
well.
the Lithuanians.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I
It feels
mean,
appropriate, right? It feels like that's where
yeah,
it should be.
they're okay at scout rushing on Arabia. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
that's what they
they,
do.
yeah. They can scout
Sure.
rush. Getting late, getting the relics is pretty OP, but not always easy to
I,
do on Arabia.
very difficult on Arabia. Like, on Arena, they are, if you, especially I like the 4TC, like super greedy,
Yeah,
boom into relics, with their paladins, like absolutely amazing cavalry. But like, how often do you get the relics on Arabia
I'm
realistically?
looking at their like bonuses. Like they don't have a ton of bonuses. Each town center gives you 100 food,
Yep.
which is
But like,
great,
how
I
often do you
guess.
build loads of TCs on Arabia?
Not
It's a
really
risk.
often. Spearman line and skirmisher line moving faster is good,
It's
I
not bad.
guess.
It's not bad. Yep.
I mean, I'm looking at all the bonuses. Like, really, you have to get the relics to get a real
Yeah.
advantage. Like
I
nothing
think like
else
the
is doing a whole
the
lot for
only
you.
thing is like what you start with 150 extra food. So if you have a really, really tight build order, you can get to feudal on say like an 18 pop build order, get into a couple of scouts and just like
Uh huh.
hope that the timing means that you maybe snag a villager that's trying to do some walling or building a barracks or something from your opponent. Like that's the one timing like thing where you can catch someone out. But
Yeah, but there's so
um
many other civs that have better timing, though, right? Like, it's
100%
not.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Looking at this. I think honestly, it's really the relics and giving you the extra attack that's going to really push you over the edge because nothing else is like jumping off the board. Like, wow, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
I think just staying alive until you get there is pretty much it. Which is in
Agree.
the games that I played against them. That's usually how it goes. So I'm not surprised. Okay, let's get to the next one. The next one is the Mapuche.
Wow, I'm actually surprised to see the Mapuche this high personally. Maybe it's just me being like naive and not playing them very much, but I feel like for a cavalry civ that doesn't get a stable,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like kind of anti them. I think
So
like yeah.
they're at 49.9% win rate. Most of these
Wow,
other
okay.
ones that we've seen are like two like 1,000 to 3,000 games. They only have 196 games played out
So
of
people aren't playing them.
people aren't playing them. People are not playing them, not much. But the ones that are doing pretty good with them though.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, their main bonuses are foragers drop off more food. Settlements can train spears and skirms.
Yep.
Infantry, slingers, and skirmishers have more HP. So like, they have some pretty good bonuses.
Yeah.
Mounted units generates gold. Like they have some pretty good bonuses. Their bolus riders and the other one, what's it called, the Kona? Like they're not bad.
Kona.
They're not bad.
Yeah,
You know,
I've seen a bit of chat about how good the bolus riders are as a cavalry archer, but I
they're
just feel
great.
like
Yeah.
the devs have obviously gone in big on their cav and said, we recognize that you're not going to be able to get blacksmith upgrades, you're not going to be able to get
Yeah.
husbandry or bloodlines. So they're going a bit more HP and a little bit more speed off the bat.
What it is they're in between. It's like if you ever
Yeah.
look at the balance between like what is it, like the siege elephants and like the armored
Yeah.
elephants. Like the armored elephant is like between a capped ram and a siege ram. Like it's not. It's a
Right.
little better than one, a little worse than the other one. That's the way they are. They're like a little
Yeah.
better
Exactly.
than like the castle age, but not quite where like the
Yeah.
imperial age would be. Like they're kind of in between, or like a little
Yeah.
better from like if you don't have upgrades, but once you have upgrades, like they're not as good.
Yeah.
Um, but I think they should be played more. I think all the those saves. All right, we have a momentous occasion here. We're getting the last one in C tier,
Wow.
and
Okay.
it is crossing the 50% win threshold. So now we're actually going into like
Huge.
this. This is really where it gets to.
You are statistically more likely to win with this Civ
Yes.
than without it.
Like if you just want to win, like start picking these civs.
Yeah.
And this one is a very good civ. One of my favorites, the Way.
Oh, the way, man. I love the way.
Yeah, the Way are an awesome
This is
civ.
the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are the Way without a doubt. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I could
great,
wax lyrical about
great
the way.
cavalry, fantastic cavalry. I love the Jean Raiders. Jean Raiders
Dan Bailey's
are, dude.
fantastic.
When they first came out, people were saying, "Oh, they're crap. They're terrible." I was like, "Dude, you guys are insane. These things are amazing.
Yep.
They're because they're so
Yep.
they're cheaper, I think, than a cav
Super,
archer.
super cheap. They find
They're
multiple arrows in their first barrage. You
they're
can,
so
if you've
good.
got Yeah.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
You could just and if you have them there, they work really well with the other unique units that they have, like the
Yeah.
Hei Wong cavalry and the Tiger
Yep.
Cav. So Hei
What?
Wong is I'm if I'm getting this right. Hei Wong is really high melee armor, and Tiger Cav
Yep.
is really high pierce armor. So it's
100%.
like
Yep.
whatever direction you need to go. Yeah, you need a castle for the Tiger Cav, but it's not, you get a
Sure.
castle. Like so good, so good. And
I
then the eco bonus.
bet I'm amazed to see them actually this because I think they're one of the ways like I rate civs is like how flexible are they, and they are like one of the most
So
flexible
flexible.
civs. They're
Yeah.
like the fact that you can get so a for Arabia, the fact that you get an extra villager for every eco upgrade. Not only does that incentivize you getting the eco upgrades, which always pay for themselves, it also means you don't have to worry so much about dropping a second TC because you're getting higher villager number upgrades than your opponent without having to do the heavy legwork. And then with their unit flexibility, you've just said it, like you've got uh, cav that are good for melee, cav that are good for fighting up against scorpions or archers, and then the Jambei, which are like okay, sure. In a one-to-one against a Cav Archer or a Mangadai, maybe they lose. But when you mass them up because they're cheaper and they're so easy to get into big numbers, they do huge damage and they've got that mobility. So,
Yep.
and they've also got like traction trebs. We've spoken about them earlier.
And the
Traction trebs absolutely fill
discounted
up.
traction tribes.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
traction tribes are
They're just
expensive, so getting a discount on like one of your most expensive units you got to build is like pretty awesome.
and they
Castle
get all
Tech
the other good. Yeah,
soldiers passively produce food. Imtech
insane.
mounted units +4 melee armor, absolutely
Yep,
insane. Yeah. I mean they're a great civ. They're a fantastic civ.
I love them.
Um,
Yep.
for some reason only top of C tier, but I mean hey they're positive. They're the first positive
Yeah.
ones. Okay, let's do a couple more. Italians are the next one,
Okay.
and that's the bottom of B tier.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know if I'm surprised by that or not. I think they might have been a little bit better, but I think that they're good at every map,
Yeah.
not just Arabia. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're good at everything. Like the
They're
data
super
shows
solid,
it.
aren't they?
Yeah, the data shows it, and I think everything kind of shows it.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the cheaper cost to go to the next age, like the Genoese crossbowmen absolutely shred Cav, and like
Yeah,
I think one of the things
you
we
can't
do
go
on
cav against
console is
them. You cannot go cav against them.
the fact that so many console players I think default to Cav because like it's less micro intensive
Yeah,
means that like if you've got a counter unit that just sits there and picks off your cavalry,
and
it's
at
great.
range too. Like
Yeah,
it's not like
yeah,
spears are easy to avoid. It's, oh, I see spears, oh I run away.
exactly.
You see some Genoese, well, you're gonna run away, but you're gonna take a couple shots before you run away. Like just how
Yeah,
it goes.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're a
very solid.
fantastic civ. Surprised they're not a little bit higher, but I guess we're B tier is already pretty high. Like we're getting there.
Yeah,
But again, they're good. Like I'm looking at the data right now. Like they're good at every. Like they're not. They have no weaknesses on any map
right.
type at all.
Yeah, I can see it.
Let's get to the next one. I think this one is going to be a one of the fan favorite civs. I feel, and it is going to be the Franks.
The Franks. Oh man, the Franks feel like the go-to civ that every person just coming into AoE2 and
Yeah,
taking it
for sure.
seriously on the ladder is like, yeah, it's the Franks.
Because they're easy.
They're the best cav in the game. I know what to do with these guys. They're solid. And if people build pikes to take out my cav, I just make throwing axemen. No
Yeah,
worries.
I think that they buffed the throwing axemen in the last
Yeah.
when the last DLC came out or like afterwards, and I think that was great because the Franks.
Yeah.
The problem with them is they were just so predictable. Like they're gonna go
Yeah.
Cav. Yeah, they're strong. Like I used to always make fun of Ryan P for it. I was like, he's going picking the
Yeah, he's
Franks,
going
you know? And
Franks.
it's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna make a bunch of paladin and just mow you down. It's like, yeah, that's it. It's gonna work as
That's
long as
it.
you can get
Yeah.
there. But like what it's gonna be, right? So you can
Yeah.
counter it. But I think that adding the bearded axe kill everything that is going to kill your Cav, right?
Yeah.
So that works really, really well for him.
I also love that they buffed the mill upgrades bonuses that the Frank set as well, because for ages it was just like, okay, they get berries quick. So fantastic, you
Uh-huh.
can get into a scout rush quickly. But the fact that now you get like the horse color and plow automatically for free is just a really nice little touch. Like it's not huge. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like they're
But
overpowering
it's
the
but it's
Civ, but it
great
just means
though.
that it's something
I
extra.
I I like that kind of a bonus though, because it's
Yeah,
something that you are not going to go out of your way to get early, but it's nice
yeah,
to have it early. You know, like it
exactly.
really makes a difference. It's the same way I feel like the Vikings, the same thing, like handcart and wheelbarrow. It's
Huge.
like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna, like get that as early as just when I click up, but it's so nice when you have it, right? Like you want to get it, it
exactly.
just you can't balance it. So I think it's a nice tech to have for sure.
Agree.
Also, you know what's underrated about the Franks too? The
Shoot.
cheap castles.
Ah, yeah, love it. I mean, they made them slightly more expensive than they used to be, right? But like,
They're
yeah, if
what are they cost?
you're,
They're like 500 stone or something around
I think
there.
it used to
Like
be like 420 and it moved to like five something.
yeah, but that makes a difference though, because
Nice.
sometimes that extra 150 stone, sometimes you just don't have it. I don't know how many times I have like 8 on stone, but I'm getting attacked and I have 500 stone and I'm like,
Yep.
just buy it. I can't wait the
Yep.
extra 30 seconds. Like I need to buy this stone right now.
Completely.
If I was the
Yeah.
Franks, I would just have it.
You completely get it.
All right, so we just did the Franks, so that was our the way crossed over 50%. So now we have the next one is the Goths.
Okay. Okay. I mean, right. Who doesn't love the Goth infantry spam in the late game? Like it is horrible to play against, amazing to play with. Your death count, your kill to death ratio doesn't matter. You just send your troops into the
Just
breach
send them in.
behind like once more
I
into the
mean,
breach by
they're one of
Brad.
those that like what they're doing, and
Yeah.
it's still a pain. Like it is
Yeah.
just not a fun thing. What do guys do anything else besides just spam infantry? Like is that a
Like,
thing?
what is it? What is it they do, man? Like they've got terrible defense, terrible cav.
Terrible
The
archers.
archers are all right, but
Their
not good.
siege is terrible. Everything's terrible. Like they don't have
Like
anything particularly good.
and like they've got no eco bonus. Their one thing is that they kill wolves instantly or they get loom instantly.
They
That's it,
get
isn't it?
loom. Loom is research instantly, which is
Yeah.
not. I mean, it saves you time. Like it
Yeah.
saves
So
you.
maybe it could get you one fill extra than your opponent in feudal age,
Yeah. Oh no, they
potentially.
they do they have the hunt bonus. They hunt faster and they carry
Oh yeah,
more.
like better. They have to tweak that because like people were killing their boars too quickly, basically.
Oh, maybe.
And I think they were like getting their boars way away from their TCs or something like that.
Yeah, they carry plus 15, which is wild because usually only carry
Right.
10, so they carry 25 instead of 10, and they last 20% longer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't play the Gots a ton, but I'm not surprised to see him there. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
It's the classic thing. It's like, okay, if your opponent's going archers to kill your halbs, then you tech into Huskarls. Your Huskarls kill the archers. Then you go back into Huskarls to kill your opponent's cavalry, and
yeah,
it's just the spam, man. It's like this. They are a civ entirely designed about the Goths taking over Rome, right? Where it's like, sure, the Romans have all the technology, they've got the infrastructure, but the Goths just have absolutely shed loads of men,
yeah.
and that's their civ, and
So
they're really good at it.
speaking of spam, that our next civ is also a bit of a spam. It's the Aztecs.
Okay. Oh, all right.
I played a game, I think it was today or yesterday, and it was against an Aztec player, and he was in feudal age for like an hour. And he made every he made man at arms, he made pikes, he made archers, he made skirms. He made literally every unit you could make, I'm pretty sure. And he was just sending them. He just kept sending them and sending them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I need to get to Castle Age at some point. Like I can't just keep defending this. Like this is insane. Like he just kept he wasn't like beating me. He just kept sending them. And I think eventually he did
Yeah.
win. Cause I was just
Yeah.
like overwhelmed. I just couldn't keep up, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Aztecs are a tough civ to play against, especially on open maps.
Yeah.
They get faster training, right? So that's why they can just like spam like crazy, especially early. And they start with
And
extra
they get
gold.
they get the extra. Do their villagers carry like plus
They
three?
carry +3, yeah. So the eco's pretty darn good.
And I think like so I've seen this with Billy Down, who I'm a PlayStation player. I know you're Xbox. Billy Down is like almost certainly the best PlayStation player. He'd give any
Yeah.
good Xbox player a run for their money as well. And he loves the Aztecs, and I've seen him go big on Eagle Warriors, which are like a sort of a cross between like a knight and a man at arms. And oh man, like a big ball of Eagle Warriors are so hard to fight against because your infantry don't catch up with them, and they're the thing that like counter them with the shot infantry bonus. If you get into knights, then you have to chase them down. That's expensive. Archers don't do anything because they have the high pierce armor, and they can raid you like as if they were a
Yeah.
knight light. So they've got some really strong bonuses. And then of course, if you get into castle with the Aztecs, their Jaguar warriors absolutely demolish any infantry that you
You
do
know what?
put on the field.
That's what happened to my game. Now that I remember that he made Jaguar Warriors at the end, and that was like the nail in
Yeah,
the coffin. I was like, I can't compete with this.
yeah,
They got high pierce
yeah,
armor, and they can just go under your town center.
yep,
All right,
yeah.
let's move on. This next one is near and dear to my heart. One of my favorite civs is the Koreans. I'm surprised to see him this high in B tier, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's surprising, man. I feel like in my head, and maybe this is just, from watching PC ladder reports and things, I feel like they're a pretty C tier Civ,
Yeah,
like,
I would think so. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I think you can fast castle war wagons with them and be really cheesy. That probably
yeah.
accounts for some of like the win rate on
Mhm.
them.
Is it the Fire Lancers doing stuff as well now?
They have a fire lancer. They're cheaper, I think,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they have another bonus for fire lancers. No, no, I don't see one. But they're cheaper though. So like
Yeah,
anything being cheaper
that's good.
is good.
Always great.
Yeah, and they can basically they get a wood discount and everything, and then their
Yeah.
towers are amazing. So like
Towers are great.
it's tough to push them. I'm a little surprised to see them that high though. They don't have that go to like I'm gonna attack you early and
Yeah.
kill you kind of unit, or
I don't
strategy.
personally like see a lot of Koreans when I play Arabia on the ladder, and if I do, I don't often see their towers. Like I feel like I see Koreans more when I'm playing on Arena and closed maps.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. But I mean, I
but
guess they are a versatile civ though. They can do a lot.
yeah,
They don't. I
definitely.
mean, they don't have like great cav. I guess is the only thing. But besides that, like they can, they
Oh
have other
yeah,
things to make up for it.
absolutely.
All right, the next one is probably should be a high one, and I think it is. Where is it? Berbers right here.
Oh man, Camel Archers, another. I think I was talking about best units in the game, and I've neglected to mention them, but they are brutal, right?
Camel
They
archers
are awesome.
are amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And the fast walking villagers basically means that you've got wheelbarrow from the start. So
that's
that's
true.
an extra little,
Yeah.
nice little eco bonus.
Well, wheelbarrow gives you what does wheelbarrow give you? Does it give you
It
5%?
gives you like your villagers
10%?
carry more food, but they move more quickly. So the Berbers don't carry the extra food, but they do move more
But they
quickly.
move
So
faster. Yeah, no, that's pretty
yeah,
amazing. That's pretty good. That's pretty good tech. Yeah, I mean, I think of the Berbers as something that you can make uh, cavalry with really, really well.
yep,
They have the discount on the price of
yep,
them. So like early they're good, late they're good, like they're always good. And then they're any civ with camels I think is really good. The Berbers got
yeah,
great camels. Um, the camel archers like amazing camel
ah,
archers.
absolutely top tier. Yeah, yeah,
There anything that counters like cav archers, which like nothing else really count like skirmishers you can say do, but skirmishers can't catch up to them. They can run away.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you've got a unit here that you've got a ball of Mangadai or Cav Archers. It's not just what the skirms do, which is like shoo them away from a certain part of your base. You just have to defend another base. You can actually like chase them down and kill that mass, which is huge. It can swing a game.
all
Yeah,
right.
massive. Really great
Next
Civ.
civ we have also a camel civ, Hindustanis, and
Right,
we're at the top
right,
of B
okay.
tier right now.
I mean, Imperial camels, right? Like almost like they're not quite as good as a paladin, but they are almost like having a cavalier that
Yeah,
also can cav. Yeah, really
yeah,
strong.
really strong. I think the cheap villagers like it's
Yep.
something that just adds up. It's like it's like investing. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
you're like first time you get your little investment check, you're like, okay, that's only a dollar, and the next time it's like $1.25, the next time it's
Yeah.
like $1.50, and then it just like grows until it's like 10 grand. I feel like that's what cheap
Yeah.
villagers does. Just like I have so many villagers, and they weren't
Yeah.
expensive, and I have so much res, and it's great.
Yeah.
Also, Hindustanis, I for some reason I like camels, so I always kind of go to camels, but their
Interesting. Okay.
gunpowder is awesome too, though.
Do they get an extra range on the hand
They
cannoneers?
get extra melee and pierce armor on them, and
Amazing.
they get extra range as a imp tech.
Right. Yeah.
So you can get
Yeah.
there. So like late game, like you're not beating their
No.
gunpowder. They have plus
They're,
2 range on their
yeah.
hand cannons, which already have crazy range. So
Yeah.
like it's basically like having like Janissaries or something. Like it's
Yeah.
that good.
Exactly. Yeah. They're
Uh
great. I think the only thing is that they are like very gold intensive,
yeah.
which means that like in a super late game, you might find a bit of a drop off. But until that, they're like an excellent Civ.
All right. The next one on the list. So now we're actually at the bottom of A tier now. And it
Wow.
is
Okay. This is the top. This is the top stuff, Theus,
this is
man.
getting
Like
there. This
we're
is getting
here.
there. We got the
Yeah.
Persians.
Oh, is this because of the Persian douche? You got to talk
Uh,
about it.
I don't think so. I mean, Persian douche, for anyone who doesn't know, is where you take your TC and you delete it and you go and you build it on your opponent's TC. And the Persians get twice the HP, so they're always going to destroy your TC faster than you can destroy theirs. That probably accounts for a couple percent of it, probably. But I think it's more so that that they train faster villagers. So kind of the same thing as like Hindustan's being cheaper, training faster. You're getting more, you're getting more, you're getting more. Eventually, you're up, 5-10 villagers before you're in Castle Age, and that just snowballs really, really easily. The other thing I think is crazy about the Persians is that they get camels. Like, why do the Persians need camels? Like, I feel like they would be so strong without them, and it's just
Yeah.
like, they're making all these if you're making knights, let's say, and then they make camels, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna add some of my own camels. Like, it's such a hack. Like, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. You're so right. Yeah.
One thing I will say about the Persians, though, so they have that tech that turns their archer gold into wood.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a trap. Don't do it.
Nobody ever uses it, does it? Right?
It's
Like
a trap.
I don't think I've
It's a
ever
trap.
bought it.
Once you do it and you think you're like, oh, this is great, you don't do it until like late castle, early imp.
Totally.
And you're using it as a trash unit and you think it's going to be good and it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely
it's the
terrible.
worst, man.
Yeah,
Because
like,
it crossbows against any okay,
They do
skirms they
nothing.
get destroyed by. If your opponent's in arbs, they get destroyed. Against cav, they get destroyed. The only time it would be good is if your opponent is like full on trash into like halbs. That's it. That's
yeah,
the only thing.
and even then, dude, honestly, skirms are probably better.
Yeah, right.
Like, you're probably better off just making skirms. Like, it's
Yeah,
such a
the
trap.
cost efficiency is not right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
completely
like
agree.
you think it's going to be good, but it's just not good. It's just not good.
Yeah.
The next one is going to be Huns. Definitely one of the favorites for console players. Would you agree?
I love the Huns, man. I feel like, particularly on African clearing or land nomad, the fact that you get the Hunnic horse, which means that you can get eyes on your opponent, what they're doing, as long as you don't lose your horse
Uh-huh.
under their TC, but also collect all of the sheep, is massive. But I also love the cheap cavalry archers and the fact that they're, no houses. Okay, it's a bit of a weird start that you have to get your head around, a
Can't
little bit like the
wall,
Chinese
yeah.
or the Mayans.
Yeah,
right? Like,
you're not building a wall. I hit Y on the Xbox controller and I'm immediately
Yeah.
that's a wall. That's not a house.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
anyway.
first thing you do, like you're thinking, right, I've got to drop my
I just
2
forget.
houses and get my bills on sheep. You just have to be like, no houses, no houses, no houses.
Yeah.
But once you get that into your head and you account for like the lower wood, you just drop your lumber camp. I think that's such a smooth civ to play. They've got great cavalry archers. Yeah, and their siege is the one thing that really lets them down. But that makes sense. Like they're less good on arena, really good on Arabia, which is what we're talking about. So
Yeah,
happy to see
exactly.
them
Yeah.
up there.
The unique unit, the Tarkan, is also really cool. And
Yes.
it can like surprise opponents and just go underneath TCs, can do raids.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the most powerful, like, it's not like a paladin or anything like that, but it's really high pierce armor. So you can put it in places where like you shouldn't be able to put it,
Yeah.
Yeah. It catches people off guard for sure.
Yes, can I ask you your thoughts on the long-standing debate around the noise that the Tarkans make? Because it used to be like a
the
thump,
I like the thump.
and then they turned it into like a tink, like the villager stabbing noise, and then they moved
Yeah.
it back to the thump.
The thump is the way to go. Yeah, the thump.
It's the thump.
Is
Thump all the way,
satisfying.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
I think that's anyone who says otherwise is crazy.
I agree.
All right,
I agree.
so now we have we thought this one might be lower earlier, but we were totally wrong. Vietnamese.
Vietnamese. All right, so this is great because earlier we were saying, wow, it's surprising to see them lower down the weight, and
Yeah.
so now it's great.
Yeah. Now,
So
people
I
watching
think,
this, we edited that part out, so never mind. But yeah, we thought that they
well,
were
we
like
can
C tier. We were like, oh, that's kind of surprising. They're C tier, but no, they're A tier for sure.
the Vietnamese are like with their the lumberjack. What is it? Paper money in the late game is
Paper
absolutely
money, it's
amazing.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
love their rattan archers because they're like a cross between a skirm and a normal archer
Yep.
with their, like high
Imp,
pierced
Imp
armor.
Skirmisher. I mean,
Imp skirmisher is
Imp Skirmisher is
huge.
insane. Yeah. Like if you're getting to late game and you're going trash, paper money, you get free gold, right?
Yep.
And then you have the best trash unit in the game, probably Imperial Skirmisher,
Yep.
maybe like a winged hussar or something. But still, like it's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you also have more HP on your archers and your fire lancers. Like,
Great battle elephants.
yeah, and you can get extra
Um,
100 HP. The highest HP battle elephants in the game, besides the Persian war elephants. So like,
yep.
yeah, I mean, yeah, if you go late game, you're good with them, but early game, I think you have a lot of advantages with the
Yep.
archers and the fire lancers too.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the rat and
They're
archers,
really
if you're
really
gonna
solid
like
stuff.
do like an FC thing, like they just have a lot of things they can go into that they're pretty good with. All right, the next one is the Ethiopians. We're at almost 53% win rate right now. Uh, Ethiopians, I mean, another archer civ, really
Yep.
solid. They pretty much are going archers every time. I think that there's no
Yep.
question about that. You kind of know what you're gonna get, but 18% faster firing archers,
Yeah.
pretty much best archers you can get. I don't think you can do much better than that.
That's the thing. I mean, we spoke earlier about like how this trend seems to be that foot archers on console tend to not do so well. I feel like Ethiopians are the exception that prove the rule
Yeah,
because it's the how quickly they fire is absolutely huge.
yeah,
That
you don't
like
have to micro.
it compensates for any lack of micro that a console player might have compared to a PC player. You know, they are absolutely epic. If I like when I so like when I started playing AoE 2 on the console, I was like cav and infantry, and that's it. Then I realized I needed to dabble in archers a bit, and the Ethiopians are the only one I can do well with, and it's because
Yeah,
that faster firing rate is absolutely
and I
huge.
feel like even when there's like skirmishers on the other side, because they fire so much faster, like they're
Yep,
killing the skirmishers before the skirmishers are getting that extra shot.
exactly.
Because it's not
Yep,
like sometimes you think about things in games like DPS, like damage per second, but in AoE, it's not really damage per second because you have to throw one and then throw another one and then throw another one. It's like it's actually damage per how many you can shoot before
yep,
you're dead, right?
yep,
So, yeah, I mean they're very solid.
yeah,
Shotel Warriors also can be really good units,
yeah, yep. Yeah, yeah, very solid. And
and they get
yeah,
camels
they've also
too.
got like
They get camels.
do they also get like a smoother age up bonus? Do they get like 100 gold
They get
off different?
100 gold and 100 food when you get to the next stage.
That's it. Yeah.
So kind of like the Dravidians, where like you can kind of mess up your build a little bit, and it just kind of smooths it
Bit
out,
of
and makes
flexibility.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can have a very tight build and be like a very high level player, and just get to, okay, I'm going to use that 100 gold, 100 food for exactly
Yep.
this, and you're good. Pikeman upgrade free, pretty solid. Also,
Pretty solid.
something that I think I always forget, but Balin always reminds me whenever we're playing. The outposts cost no stone, so you can just kind of spam them
Huge.
everywhere. Yeah, and they give you +3 line of
Yep.
sight. So like if you're playing with an
Yep.
that's a team bonus. If you're playing as Ethiopians or with them as a teammate, spam those bad boys because just costing
That's
food is like insane.
great point, man. Like, yeah, everyone should be spamming outposts if with the Ethiopians. Scouting is so OP if you use it right.
All right, next up is going to be the Bengalis.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Um,
I'm not surprised at high level. I'm surprised at every level that the Bengalis are A
yeah.
tier because
Yeah. Is that?
they're tough civ to play. I feel, but they're very strong.
I have never got on with the Ratha. I hope I'm
Uh huh.
pronouncing that right. You know, like I
Ratha, yeah,
don't like the fact that you have to switch them between melee and range.
yeah.
That feels clunky, difficult to me.
It
And
isn't that
they're
I've done. It isn't that bad. If I can do it, you can do it. Isn't that? It isn't
okay.
that.
Fine.
Yeah, it isn't that tricky. He's got to do it a few times. But yeah, I think Rathas are like they were like the one of the first like Fossero strats where he would just
Yes.
spam
Yeah.
them and you basically getting wood gold knights, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. Town center spawning two villagers every time the next age is reached, like two extra villas
Yeah. I
immediately
mean,
in feudal
you're
age.
not
Like,
saying no to that, right?
yeah, I mean that's awesome. Um, I think the thing I like about the Bengalis, and I think is probably one of the reasons why they're so good, is their elephants, and it's because their elephants take less damage and they're harder to convert. So like the things that counter them.
Ooh,
The thing about
yes, that is
elephants is
true.
like you can sometimes just use elephants against their counters because elephants are so
Yes.
strong and tanky. But you're still like it's not a good trade, right? But taking less bonus damage and being more resistant is that's pretty big. That's pretty huge. So
Yeah.
I can see why they do pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see them a huge amount on the ladder myself, but yeah, I can see it. I mean, I think is it they get the Sharampsha rider as well, don't they?
Is that
Um,
no? That's not the
is that
Bengalis.
Bengali? Is that a
No,
different
no, that's
Indian Civ?
that's
Is that the
someone
Hindi
else.
Civ?
Am I crazy? Hang on, I need to look it up now.
No, no, no. I'm probably wrong, and I'm messing up my civs here. But that's a unit that I always think is like totally overrated. I think the fact that they miss one hit and then they have like low HP and pretty terrible armor means that they're rubbish. But if they're not the Bengalis, then ignore me, and I'm contributing nothing. Nothing. I'm sorry.
No, it's the Gurjaras.
Gujaras, and the
Yeah.
Gujaras are bottom tier. So yeah, I should have brought that up earlier.
That's okay. I'm gonna get that in so everyone knows that you don't know stuff.
Please do,
All right.
please do.
Next one up on the list. Let's see. If man, I'm so bad with these flags. Like I just don't. I feel like I should
What are we
know
looking
this
for?
one. Oh, it's right here. Next on the list is the Woo.
Oh, I love the woo.
Do you?
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
yeah, man.
We're
No,
at
I love them.
53.7 win percentage with them, which is pretty darn high.
Okay, do you want to see? Do you want to know why I think they're great?
Tell me.
For two reasons. Not a theist. Number one, you get food every time you build a military building, which
Yeah.
is great if you want to go
And a
man at
lot.
arms.
It's like
And
55
yeah,
or something, I
100.
think.
Yeah,
55,
yeah.
55.
Is it 55? But then
Yeah, for
it's
each one.
175 for the wood for a barracks or a stable or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you that's like okay, you need the gold, but it's basically like a man at arms every time you build one of them. And if
Yeah.
you want to get a big group of man at arms or infantry, you need to be spamming those military buildings, and they are an infantry civ.
Hmm.
That's like what you need to lean into. So whether you're playing on like Nomad, Arabia, I'm always like dropping like 3 or 4 barracks in feudal and just going big on the man at arms in feudal, and then transitioning into
Interesting. That's like an extra
what's
150 food just for building
exactly.
those. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good.
And then in Castle, they've got the Jan swordsman, which they had to nerf because they were so OP when they first released
So
them.
OP. So
But I
OP.
still think they're like really strong. It's like almost a Huskarl unit with their pierce armor, and they can just chill under enemy TC fire.
Yeah.
And if you want to mix them in with a few pikes, because obviously like the big counter is knights, it's really difficult for your opponent to do anything against them.
So I noticed with when I would do that and I would mix it in with pikes, I would have a tough time like if I'm going under a town center, like controlling the pikes like separately,
You
like get
got
these
to you
pikes
got to
out of here.
save
It's
separate them
tricky.
out. Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
little micro-y. Yeah, it's a little tricky.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean I think if you're playing the Woo, it's another one of those infantry civs that you can just spam. You can
yeah,
just
exactly.
you can
It's like the
just
Goth, it's
throw
like
them
this
out
is
there.
it's
Yeah.
completely built into designed. It's like it's one of these ones where I love like what the devs have done because they've got a concept for a civ, and they're
Hmm.
like we want to hint through subtle prods to the players how you should use this civ, and what they're doing is like you should build lots of barracks. We're going to incentivize you to build barracks by giving you free
Yeah.
food. So you build loads of barracks, and then suddenly you can produce these units really quickly. Like if you're only building 1 or 2 barracks and then trying to go into Jean Swordsman, you're going to have a tough time. But if you got like 4 or 5 barracks down by the time you hit castle,
Yeah.
you're in a
And we
sweet
didn't
spot.
mention it, but they regenerate too. So
Yes.
you can kind of
Yeah.
attack early and then run away, let them regenerate, and go
Exactly.
back. So you heal
And
up.
then final thing to say is their traction trebs are the best of all the traction trebs.
Is that right?
Because if once you get their unique tech, which gives them multiple projectiles,
Yep.
they are a long range onager, basically. And
Ah,
so it means that like you don't have to worry about missing your trebs, or if you've got like onagers or bombard cannons that you're fighting, Woo traction trebs absolutely destroy them. And also, I know I haven't tried this, but I know Hera is big on the fire archer rush as well. Um,
The Fire Archers are really cool units. I loved them when they first came out, and I don't think that they've
right.
nerfed them, but for
Mm,
whatever reason, I think they nerfed other things about the Woo. But yeah, they do. Like once you get the fire tech or whatever it is, like they
yeah,
just wreck buildings from a distance.
yeah,
Like I would go around just killing castles, killing town centers. Like it's incredible. You know, they're like
yeah.
just incredible. Um, Next up on the list, this one I think I really am happy about the Slavs.
They're slabs. I'm surprised to see them so high, man.
Uh, I'm not. I'm not
Oh,
surprised to
you
see them
know,
so high.
tell me.
Not one bit. I love them. I think that they are super slept on. People like them, but I think they're
Yeah,
super slept on. Farmers work faster.
yep.
Arson Gambeson's free, so you're getting all those. It's like I was saying earlier. You're getting those things that you're not gonna, rush into getting, but you're getting them for
Prioritize.
free,
Yeah.
right? Um, and the Siege Workshop units cost 15% less, which I think that once you get to that point,
Mm.
like you're doing so well. And then like you're just spamming infantry, then you add some siege, game over, GG, nothing left to do.
Are you a big fan of their bowyars?
Actually, no, I actually don't.
Really?
When I play slubs, I never use them. Like I use them as a last resort.
No way. Okay.
Yeah. I use them like if I'm like behind and I just have to make a castle unit and I just have to just
Right.
like settle or something. But if I'm doing well with them, I'm just infantry into siege, GG. Like I feel like they're super easy to do that strategy with more so
Yeah.
than like any other civ I can think of. Um, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that
Cool.
they're where they are. All right, next civ is the Jurchens.
Ah, great.
Jurchens are,
Yeah.
are,
No,
are, are a fan favorite. I feel like a lot of people like the Jurchens. Ballant loves the Jurchens. I know that.
yeah.
Um,
I love the Jurchens, but I feel like I love the Jurchens more in arena. Like I've got a pretty solid Jurchen siege
yeah,
ram and fire lancer push that is just really really strong in early Castle Age. On Arabia, I feel like you're leaning into their hunt bonus. The fact that like doesn't decay is massive. It's like a longer version of what the Mongols give you.
hmm
And like for anyone who has like slight trouble luring in a deer or pushing in a deer, doesn't matter so much
yeah,
when
yeah.
like it's a bit further
Or
away.
or or sometimes like it's like I was saying about with like having to micro the freaking mule carts around. It's like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like I have to like shift Q into every single sheep. Like come on, I don't want to do that.
Totally.
I don't want to spend my valuable gaming time clicking on every single
Exactly.
sheep in order so that they don't kill them all
Just
at once. I don't want
kill
to
them
do
all
that.
straight away. Yeah.
Just kill them. Just let them kill them and let them eat the sheep. Let the people eat their sheep.
Yeah.
Their siege. I have their siege as a number one in the entire game. Um,
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Huge. Okay.
they just have so many siege bonuses. The grenadiers are awesome. They're just a
Love
fun
the
unit.
Grenadiers.
I remember the first
Yeah.
time I played when the Churches just first came out, and I played them, and I was spamming grenadiers, just nothing but grenadiers, and I won. And
Yeah.
I was killing knights with them. And the guy he messaged me, and he was like, "What the hell is that unit?" It's like, "What am I playing?
I
What is this?" He's like, "Why are you just killing all of my knights with
yeah.
grenadiers?" I was like, "Bro, I don't know how to make the game, man. I'm just here. I'm just
I just
spamming them."
play it. I don't make it. I just play it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Um,
them on maps like Mired, where or like Border Dispute, where like there's that instant aggression you have to go with against your opponent, and you can just try and take all of the ball straight away,
uh-huh.
and it doesn't matter. Just kill them all, let them
Yeah.
rot
Yeah.
because they don't rot, and then go into some like
Yeah.
Grenadier in early castle, and your opponent's
Also,
still in like man at arms
the
and archers.
Iron Pagoda is a really good
Yep.
unique unit.
Yeah,
Really good.
yeah,
High
really
pierce
solid.
armor, really high HP, really high attack. Like it's just a really good unit.
Yeah,
All right, this next one I don't think will be a surprise to anyone. It is the Mongols.
love the Mongols. Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I think is the way you can rate a Civ from a vibe perspective is, does it have like a really good strategy that's like OP, or does it have like loads of flexibility? And the Mongols is one of those civs that have both for me. They've got excellent scouts, excellent cav archers. You can do a great tower rush with them because if you can use their hunt bonus to just leverage yourself into feudal
You could get
way
really
faster than
fast
your opponent.
timings with Mongols. Like you
Crazy,
go
crazy.
17 vills, like yeah, no one goes faster.
And then their siege is also amazing once you get the drill bit technology, which makes them all go faster
Yeah.
and work faster. It's like just an all-round awesome Civ. And
Yeah.
then Mangadai are like top tier.
What's really good about them is I think you can just do you can basically do scout line, you can do
Yep.
step lancers, you can do cav archers, right?
Yep.
Like all of those are just super easy and like viable like tech
Yeah.
strategies for you to do with them, and they're all super tough to counter. Like, if you have cav archers and you have scouts and you can control them both, like you're good enough to control them both. I mean, you're how you gonna beat that? Like
Yeah.
they're top. All right, Sammy, we are in a very momentous occasion. We are going into S tier right now.
Wow.
So the
Okay.
Mongols were 53.9%, and the next Civ is 54.7%.
Wow. Okay.
So
Huge.
we're getting to rarefied air here.
This is the tasty stuff. Yeah.
So this is going to be the Vikings.
The Vikings. I'm like not surprised to see them, but it's one of those ones that like I was so prepared to talk about because, like, arguably, or is it even not even arguable? They've got the best eco bonus in the game. You know,
I
free
think
wheelbarrow,
as
free
far as like
Vanguard.
a single eco bonus goes, this so I have like on my site here I have like the categorization of everything, and I usually go like plus one bonus for plus 1 point for an eco bonus. How do you
Yeah,
do plus 1 point for wheelbarrow and handcart free? You can't. I had to make a
huge.
decision. I had to be like, I need more points for that. Like it doesn't make any sense. But that's their only eco bonus. But then it's
Yeah,
like, does it get better than that? Because other civs have like
yeah,
5 eco bonuses, but it's like this is a little cheaper. This heals your units. Like okay, well,
yeah.
you this kills a wolf in 1 strike. Okay, cool, right? But
Right.
really. So yeah, they might have one of the best like farming ecos I would say in the game.
Unbelievable.
You
Yeah,
know, um, and especially just like without having to do anything. Like like you have to research a
yeah.
tech. Just getting those two for free is amazing. And then their infantry spam. Infantry spam, pretty
Once
darn good.
again.
Pretty darn
Yep.
good.
Yep. And the buffs that they've got to the berserks to give them more bonus against cavalry makes that much more
Yeah.
viable. Because the one weakness I think was that I think you got pikemen and the pikemen was slightly higher HP, but in the late game that could really struggle that you didn't get halbs. But and they're great archers as well, man.
So
I think their
I think
archers
that's what
are solid.
separates them. I think from like the other like good infantry civs is their
Yeah.
archer backline is actually really like I think it's as good as their infantry line. Like
Yeah.
I see people going into like Arbalest with Vikings as often as I see them going into infantry.
Yeah.
Right, like they're just good. I mean, they have obviously no cav archer cavalry you're not going to use, so it does limit you a little bit, but
Yeah.
everything else is so good. Like what they do
Great.
well complements each other.
Yeah.
All right, next up, this is S tier. This is exciting. This one, I think you're going to be surprised a little bit where it is.
Okay.
I think maybe you think it would be higher. I don't know. It's going to be the Romans.
The Romans, man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
So
my
so
go-to Arabia Civ. So,
55.1% win rate though.
I mean, I think like the reason I go towards them all the time is because I think their man-at-arms with the extra armor are just insane. Like, I think they're the only comparable one is the Japanese with their faster hitting infantry,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe second only to the Japanese in that sense. You also get the 5% eco bonus. So as soon as you get
So
to
smooth.
like 20
So
bill,
smooth.
it's like basically having an extra free villager, and that's every extra 20 bills you get an extra villager basically. And then alongside that, their scorpions are amazing, man. Like, and this is the big difference that one of the things I wanted to talk about on this chat with you, mate, is the difference between PC and console can be summed up in like the siege that we produce,
Yeah.
because PC goes
Scorpions.
towards mangonel and console goes towards scorps, and
Scorpions. Yeah.
the big mass. I mean, I play in some PlayStation only like lobbies where the rule is no one's allowed to make scorpions because they are so
No.
OP. Yeah, I know,
They
I
are.
know.
They are. Especially if you have Khmer or Romans
Yeah,
or like you gotta add Slavs to that list too.
yeah.
They're just incredible. They're just incredible.
So yeah,
And
I love,
super
love,
tough to
love, love
counter.
them.
Yeah, super tough to counter. Like you need mangonels and
Yep,
on using a controller, it's tough to get that mangonel to
Exactly.
hit where you want it to hit. You know. You had that video with the siege onagers.
Yeah, that's so funny, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, trying to push against them, and you're like, the siege onagers are supposed to counter this unit, and they're getting shredded by these scorpions because I just don't have the micro to get them where they need to be.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
So,
All right, let's get to the next one. The next one is the Sicilians.
wow. Okay.
That's
Is this?
surprising.
I think I would have put Sicilians probably in like the B to A tier personally, just because I think like they are pretty predictable in that like you're expecting a donjon rush, I would
Yeah,
say. And like I got really into the Sicilian donjon rush for a while on Arabia. That was my go-to strat.
it's
Um,
effective though, man. It's
it is
effective.
effective.
So I want
Yeah.
to check real quick on the low. It's B tier. On let's go to high. I got a feeling it's going to be. Oh, it's S tier on high.
Okay.
Interesting. So I wonder
Right.
if it's mostly at least like in this sample, which is like everyone, you know, this is all the games.
Yeah.
If it's like high level players just beating up on low level players playing as the Sicilians.
I do think like every now and again when I do play Sicilians, you can really tell like if I'm playing against like a low or mid elo, because obviously the console's a smaller community, right? So you do get some really disparate lobby matchups, and you feel bad about it.
For sure.
But when you do tech into it, like you really
You
see the
feel bad
difference.
about it. I feel bad about
People,
it. Not
people
everyone
don't
feels bad
know
about it.
how to respond to the donjon rush. It's scary. Suddenly there's this
Yeah.
big like castle looking thing in your face that can also build units that then create more of the units, so you're not even sacrificing the villagers to do it. It's hard to defend against. But if say I was to come up against you, man, like even though we've only got like maybe 100 elo difference, I would not feel comfortable rushing you with donjons
I would
because
know what to do.
I would
Yeah.
feel like you'd know how to defend against that.
Yeah, yeah, it's not that hard once you've done it a couple of times. It's like
Yeah.
a any tower rush, you know. You just don't build towers against it basically.
Yeah,
Like it's one of those things that it gets easier to figure out. It's scary, but it gets easier to figure out, you know.
exactly.
Um all right, so that's the Sicilians. Let's get into the next one, which is the Armenians.
Okay. All right. I mean, absolutely makes sense to see him here, I think, in my opinion. I don't know what you think, Theist, but
Absolutely, yeah. The great freaking infantry rush. You can do it like you never have to go into Castle Age. Basically, you can stay feudal
yeah,
forever with the free, not the free, but like the early upgrades you can do.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean it's easy to spam units. Their eco is good. Mule cards
yeah.
can be a pain with them, but for some reason I feel like it's less of a pain than it is with the Georgians.
I think it's because like with the Armenians, you're doing the damage early, whereas with the Georgians, you're often waiting
Yeah.
until you get to castle and the knights, and at that point, like it's really coming into its own, and it's much more difficult. Whereas the Armenians, you get those long swords in early. I mean, it's really scary. Like, it's one of the civs I really don't want to face up against.
No.
Even if they're like another man-at-arms civ, like Romans or Japanese, like 15 longswords coming to your base in feudal. Even if you know, all right, my opponent has massively sacrificed his castle age timing for this, it doesn't matter because you still have to deal with those 15 longswords, and you
Yep.
have nothing
Yep.
that really
And
compares
the
it
thing is,
to them.
Armenians they don't gain anything by going to Castle Age. Like
Yeah,
they can
yeah,
do everything they need to do. The only thing they miss out on is ecotechs. That's
yeah,
it. Everything they need to do,
yeah.
they can do in feudal age. But also they have an amazing imp tech for their infantry. It's plus 30 HP on their
Yes,
infantry.
yeah.
Plus you get warrior priests, which if people
I,
mix them in there, are really strong.
There was a while where I feel like there was a meta almost developing for like the imp warrior push
Uh huh.
or a warrior monk push, right? Because
Yeah.
like because they get like HP from sanctity and all the other monk monastery techs. Plus, you can mix in the extra infantry thing, and I think they're like plus 100 HP for these
That's
infantry
wild.
units. It's
Yeah.
like so solid, man.
Yeah, I mean, Armenia, they're a great civ. It's one of the best civs in the game. Nothing you can say
Yeah.
about it. You
And
know,
fortified churches give you a free relic as well, so you don't even need to worry about
that's true.
certifying them.
You
Just
just
like
get
a
that.
little
You're
extra move
guaranteed.
boost.
It's a
Yeah.
guarantee. You're getting some gold. Yeah. Um, okay. Next one up is the Magyars.
Love the Magyars. An
So
amazing civ in my opinion.
we're pushing into really rarefied air here. So this is just
Okay.
console win rates. So Armenians were at 55%, Magyars 56.3% win rate.
Wow. Okay.
Pretty wild. That's overall
Yeah,
all
that's huge.
elos.
And the reason I think so, I said it about the Mongols. They're a civ that have a huge amount of variety that they can do well. The Magyars are limited in their variety, but what they do exceptionally
Yep.
well.
And they do it early.
Like
They do it exceptionally
exactly.
early because they get the melee attack upgrade for free.
Yeah,
So it's not like you have to wait even a moment. Like you have it as soon as you make a scout, you go attack. You're done.
exactly.
Yeah.
If your opponent's going scouts and you're going scouts, you take the
Yep.
fights as soon as you possibly can because your scouts will be better and they will take the better trade. And then if you very rarely kill your opponent in feudal, it's all about doing enough damage to give you an advantage when you go into castle. When you get into castle, your cavalry archers are amazing, like right up there with the best cavalry archers of the
Well, and
game.
I think that they have that really good balance of having great scouts and great cav archers.
Yeah,
So you can just make those two units if you can if you can control them decently well, nothing can kill
yeah,
them both. Um,
exactly.
and they're super early. They can do it super early. And on Arabia, I don't think that necessarily the Magyars are winning like the late games on Arabia.
No,
I think
no,
that they're
no,
winning the early games on Arabia like big time,
exactly.
big
I
big
think
time.
the other thing, like I'll just wax lyrical about cav archers on the console ladder at the moment for a second, because I think whereas the foot archers are something you've got to keep an eye on when it's at the front. If you are being pressured in your base and you've got some cav archers at your opponent, you can either just bring them straight back and there'll be a
Yep.
defensive position, or you can just move them out of harm's way and not have to worry about them while you deal with
While you deal with
whatever
whatever you got to
aggression you're
deal with. No,
facing.
that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
it's
Yeah.
great, so that's why I think cav archer civs go well on console.
All right, now we're jumping up to 56.3%. So that's actually tied with the Magyars, just like point,
Ooh.
like it's like the second decimal place. And we're going with
Okay.
the Japanese here.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, I don't know about you, but I've been playing a lot lately, and
Oh yeah.
Japanese fast castle, nothing but samurai, has been every 1 out of 5 games maybe.
Yeah, it's
And I
definitely
can't beat it. I can't beat it. I'm trying really hard. I can't beat it. It's not even like
it's
better players doing it. It's worse players doing it. I just can't beat it.
it's the flavor of the month, isn't it? The
It's
samurai. I
yeah.
mean, no, it works on arena with some rams. Like they are such a fast producing unit from the castle and they're an amazing
And they're
infantry
tough.
counter infantry.
They're tough
They're
to
tough to
counter.
beat.
Yeah, you
I mean,
can't
like I
use
was
them.
like,
Well, I think right now what it is so they have bonus against basically like infantry, right?
yeah,
And shock infantry. So like a lot of the
yeah,
civs that are doing well right now, like if you look at like our list here, a lot of them are infantry civs.
yeah.
So they're gonna immediately counter infantry civs. So you're not going infantry against them. So you're gonna go archers. If you don't have a good archer civ, it's gonna be really tough.
Food.
Yeah.
Yep.
You Cav doesn't work that well against samurai.
No, I was going to say, I literally today I played a game against Current Mob, who's a really,
Mm.
really solid Xbox player, and I managed to just about beat him with the Romans. But there was a point where I spotted this big push that he was trying to make with some samurai down my flank, and I was like, "This is fine." I knew they was going samurai, so I put some stables down. I got bloodline scouts. I got the armor upgrade on the knights, knights, not scouts, sorry. Sent in like ten knights to beat maybe 15 samurai, and like one samurai came out victorious,
Yeah,
and I was like, how did
yeah.
that trade happen?
You think you can beat them, but then they're also super fast. Like I was using
Yeah,
slingers
it's the
against them
fast attack.
today, and
Yeah,
they're outrunning the slingers, and I'm like, okay, well, slingers are supposed to counter them, I thought, but they can just
it's
run up
they
to
get
them and
like a
kill them.
charge attack or something, so like they rush in
Ah,
at the
they're
final
insane.
few steps. Yeah,
Yeah, they're just. I mean, Japanese right
and
now
they get
are
good
the
cav
scariest
archers as
civ for
well.
me. They're definitely the scariest civ. They're good. Their eco is great. Their eco is great. Their
Yeah,
mills, lumber camps, mining camps are all half price,
yeah,
so that's great. They have fishing bonuses. Doesn't really matter. But I mean, that's like early on, especially like that's enough to get you where you got to go.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
this
I think
next
they're very
one,
solid.
I don't know how you're gonna feel about this. I mean, there's only 3 left, right? You can see
Okay,
the 3.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so at this point, I wanna have you guess. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. So one's the Tupi, one's the Khitans, one's the Bulgarians here. Which one do you think is the next one up?
Well, I feel like I'm really surprised to see the 2p up here at all. So
They can't be number
I would
one,
say
right? They won't be number
like
one.
they can't be number one. Surely not. So I'm going to say the 2p are next.
Nope. We
I
got
think
the
no.
Bulgarians are next.
What?
Yep, Bulgarians are
Fierce.
next.
No, you're
50. We're
blowing
we're
my
getting super
mind.
rare. 56.8% right now.
Wow. Okay.
The infantry, cavalry, militia
Yep.
line upgrades are free. So I think that's
Yep.
probably what's kind of like helping them on Arabia, just immediate upgrades. I don't think I've ever played the Bulgarians. I can't remember using the
Really?
Bulgarians. Yeah, I don't use them.
I'm
Maybe a
a
couple times.
yeah, I like him. I think okay, so how would I break him down? My thoughts are it's great that you can get the Man at Arms upgrade for free, and that gives you a really swift push. But I personally don't think that I would rather have the Japanese Man at Arms with the faster attack rate or the Romans with the extra armor bonus than the Man at Arms from the Bulgarians, just because I feel like getting the Man at Arms thing, sure, you get it quicker, but your opponent will get there eventually, and it doesn't give you that much of a bonus. But the thing that really sets them apart is they're cheap creposts, which are like
Yeah.
basically as good as a castle, but they're like half the price, I think, roughly. And so they give you like, you
Isn't
don't have to send so many people onto stone to start getting some good defensive or offensive buildings going.
isn't that what KFC Director does a lot? Didn't they have a
He
whole
loves it, man. KFC
Bulgarian
Direct is
crepost?
all about the Bulgarians, the
Yeah.
Krepos rush.
I played against him
Yep.
one time when he did that to me, and I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good. This is
Really
pretty
tough.
good."
And even when you know it's coming, he can kill you.
Yeah, discounted town centers also pretty darn good.
And they get good
Um,
siege as well, really good siege.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I have them. I have like their best trait is siege,
Yeah.
which is weird because they don't. I mean, well, they do have the technologies cost 50% less food, which doesn't seem like it's that crazy. But I so they're blacks. Well, hang on. Listen to this. Listen to this. Because like I don't
Yeah.
play them a lot. Blacksmith technologies cost 50% less food, and their blacksmiths work 80% faster, and they're getting militia line upgrades for free. So you can get a man at arms rush with upgrades like immediately,
Yeah.
basically. Like you're hitting their
Super
base
clean.
immediately. Like there's no delay on it. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. Then their
Yeah.
cavalry is good. Their castle tech is 30% faster attacking cavalry. And then their imp tech is +5 melee armor on their infantry. That's wild.
But they don't get champion. That's something to remember.
They don't get championed. So what do you use in Imperial Age? What are you making with them?
I,
Siege?
but for me, like if I'm in Imperial, I forget about the infantry and it's all about the siege
Uh
with
huh.
some ideally because you've got these cheap crepos, you should be building a lot of their unique unit. The God, what are they called? They turn into infantry when they die. Conics.
The Conics, yeah. Yeah,
So
those guys
like
are
you
those
have a
guys are those
couple of
guys are those
conics,
guys are annoying to
and
go
then
against. All
yeah,
right.
man,
Tomorrow I'm playing as the Bulgarians. I've
do it,
decided
dude,
this.
and
Okay.
get a big bowl of heavy scorpion and and have fun.
All right, Sammy Diamonds. There's two left. You got the 2P and the Ketons. Okay.
Right. So
We
here's my
we knew
thought
the
process.
Ketons were going to be up there. I mean, everyone
Well,
knew
the
that.
Ketons are going to be there because Shadow, who is one of the top tier console players, loves the Ketons.
So he's skewing
Um,
it. He's skewing a little bit.
I
2P
think he's doing it.
2P are up there too, though. There's not as many
I
games
can't believe
played
that
by
the
the
2P are
2P
there,
though.
man. Like I refuse to believe it, dude.
I'll tell you,
But you were going to tell me
one
that
of
the
them
2P are
is
the best.
59.6%. The other one is 61.7%. Okay, which
Wow,
one is
those are
number two?
crazy
Which one is number two?
percentages.
Give me the number two.
Oh
Guess
man, I can't believe that the 2P are the best. So I'm going to say the 2P are the second.
2P are the second best. 2P are the second best.
Hey,
Yeah.
okay, there you go.
2P are interesting, to say the least. I'm kind of surprised to see him there, but I know for a while, and this is like recent games are being weighted more, but all the 2P games are kind of recent, right? Like it
Right.
hasn't been that long. The Blackwood Archer, it used to be you could fast castle and just do nothing but Blackwood Archers and win games.
Yeah.
They nerfed that a bit, so it might be a little bit trickier to do, but it's still pretty darn viable.
Okay.
They're one of the best like unique units in the game still, I think. Imho. Champion
Interesting.
warriors and slingers attacking faster in your castle tech is pretty nice because like you can still go into champions, you can still go into slingers as like your like
Yeah.
defensive trash units too. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the Blackwood Archers. Honestly, I think that's what it is. That's what's doing it.
And that's purely because they're like cheap. You get two for one, basically.
Yeah, you're building two
So
for
you mass
one.
up super
You can
quick.
mass them way faster than anything else, and they like they're like a tiny bit weaker attack wise than a crossbow, like a tiny bit.
Yeah.
They're like 4 instead of 5 or something. Like it's just a tiny
They
little
are like
bit.
insanely squishy though, right? They're like 20
They're like
HP.
20 HP, but they kill you so fast. You know,
Yeah.
it still takes I think 2 throws from a skirmisher to kill them though.
Right. Okay.
So like
But-
you're killing the skirmisher before it throws twice, and then
Yeah.
like you have 50 of them. You know what I mean? It's not like you have 10 of them
Yeah.
out there. Like you always have 50 of them because they're so cheap. I mean that's really it. It's just
How
massing
does
them up.
how does it like are 2P also S tier for the PC ladder?
Let me look.
Because I wonder if it's something to do with again what we just spoke about with scorpions versus because like
Uh,
mangonels
they
will wipe things
are
out, won't they?
they are
They
S
are
tier on open maps.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah,
So they're
they
just an
are.
amazing sip,
Yeah,
and I'm completely ignoring them.
yeah,
I need to
yeah.
play some 2P.
2P
Okay,
definitely needs to get played.
you're gonna play some Bulgarian. I'm gonna play some
I'm
2P.
playing. I'm going back in
That's it.
time. You're catching up with the times. You
Yeah,
know.
that's
I mean,
it.
the other bonuses. So they start with 25 extra of each resource. Their villagers can garrison in settlements. Something that I think probably maybe people forget about. Fallen units return 15% of their cost, which
Right.
is
Okay.
probably pretty darn good, especially like when you're making Blackwood archers and they're just dying all the time.
Yeah,
You know,
for
so you're
sure.
always getting them. All right, so Ketons. Number 1 Civ, SammyDiamonds. What is so good about the Ketons?
Well, I've got one word for you, not a theist. Pastures. They are absolutely amazing. You know, we've spoken about the Poles, we've spoken about the Slavs, the Teutons, Vikings, all of these civs that get good farming bonuses. The Ketons don't even need farms. They get pastures, man.
The Ketons don't
And
even, you don't even need to build a mill to build a pasture. Did you know that?
exactly.
You can skip
Yeah.
the mill entirely.
Straight to it. Which is crazy. And then they get the faster gathering because it's like technically like hunt gathering rather than the farming. So you just accumulate huge amounts of food, which means that like a scout push is super available if you want to go in feudal. And then if you don't want to do that, you can get to a fast castle super quickly and then start dropping stables and spamming their step lances. And they also get the plus, they're like the inverse Romans, right? Instead of getting double
They get double attack.
armor, they get double attack.
Yeah, double
So you
attacks.
can break down like even if your opponent is fully palisaded walls, those step lances break in 2 minutes, less than,
Yeah, for sure,
and
for
suddenly
sure.
they're in your eco
I
and they're destroying.
when I want to win a game and I'm playing an open map, I choose the Ketons. When I'm
Do
just like,
you?
I just need a win, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't want to. This isn't about me like having fun with the strategy. Like I just want to win this next game. You
Yeah,
know?
I just need some
And
elo, man.
yeah, like I just feel like I just want to win. You know, because a lot of times I play and I'm like I want to try this. I want to try this. I'm having fun. But when I just want to win, I'm playing the Ketons because you can very easily very easily in feudal, make like 8 scouts and just
Yep.
harass your opponent, kill his vills, mess up his eco. He's freaking out the whole time. He can't attack you. Like
Yep.
he can't leave his base. He has to stay in his base. Then you just look at your food and you're like, oh, I can click up to Castle Age. I have
Yep.
800 food. This is great. You
Exactly.
know. The other thing, listen, something about I really like this about the Ketons. They don't get bloodlines, which I like because I don't have to get gold. Like I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Just like one less
Yeah.
thing. It's like, oh, great. My gold is going to get me to Castle Age. So when I want to get to Castle Age, I'll get gold. For right now, I'm not
Yeah.
going to worry about that. You just got to get food and wood. Yeah, I mean, early on they're great. Late, everyone always says late game with Ketons, they're not as good, which is true. They are bad on like
Yeah.
closed maps, for instance. Like that's not
Sure.
their strength. But they do have like a couple of techs that I think really do help them when the game goes long. Maybe not super late, like late imp. When the game goes long,
Yeah.
lamellar armor, which is
Yeah.
reflects melee damage back to the attacker from infantry and skirmishers. So if you have if you have a skirmishers, they got knights. They're attacking your skirmishers. That knight is hitting the skirmisher and it's doing 12 attack.
Yeah.
4 attack.
It's hitting itself.
It's hitting
Yeah.
itself for 4.
Yeah.
The skirmisher
Yeah.
does 1 when it hits it. So it's
Yeah.
doing more damage by killing your
It's
skirmishers.
more cost effective to just
Yeah,
throw
you're better
your
off just send the
skirmishers
skirmishers
towards your
at them.
enemy.
Let them
Yeah.
kill all your
Yeah.
skirmishers, and you're gonna kill all this. It's crazy. Like when you think about it, like the math is just insane. And
Yeah.
then the Ordo Cavalry, it's called. It's the Imperial tech where your cavalry
Okay.
regenerates HP.
Yeah.
There was
Yep.
there was a game I was spectating a while back where the guy didn't get it, and it was a tournament game, and I was like, dude, this guy's gonna regret this so much because it's insane. It's
Yep.
insane. I think it's like 30 HP or something, or something like
Wow,
that. It's
that's huge.
crazy.
Yeah.
Especially when you have Campbells. They have like one of the best camels in the game.
Absolutely. Yep.
So if you have that tech with their camels and they're coming at you, like it doesn't even matter if they have archers or whatever, like just you're healing up the whole time. Like
Yep.
it's their late game is not as bad as people think it is. Maybe like
And
super late, it's not, you're not making 20 bombard cannons or scorpions or whatever, but like you're still doing a lot. You're still doing a lot
totally.
with what you got.
And
So
their
I'm not,
unique
yeah.
unit, their like infantry, is it the Lao Dao?
Lao Dao,
Sorry if I
yeah.
mispronounced that. Really strong as well. There was definitely a time where the meta was to just go castle, and because they train really quickly, and they cut through melee
They do
units
like
like it's
bleed damage, I think, too, which is
yeah,
fun.
bleed damage exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just fun.
The only thing I would say are they the Civ that gave the weird like camel trebuchets?
Yes,
Yeah,
they did. No one
I've
uses them.
never had fun with them. Yeah.
I had one game where I made nothing but them. And
Amazing.
I was playing with Vulcan Loop, and it was a team game, and I was just having fun, and we lost
Yeah.
the team game, and it was like a 30 game win streak for him or something on team games or
Oh
something like that,
man.
and he was like, I don't think he ever played. He never forgave me for that one. He was like, yeah.
Is that why he retired from the ladder? He was like, no, I cannot do
No, he
this
was
again.
probably mad. Yeah, maybe that was it. He was like, yeah, I can't. If I got to match up with these, and like we were playing together, like we were in the same chat and stuff, and I was just like messing around. He's like, dude, we're gonna lose this game. It's like, dude, I was like, nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
You're the best player in the world, Vulcan. It's fine. Let me make my
I
camel
got the
trebuchet.
I got the mounted the camel trebs. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. It's a trebuchet attached to a camel. Like how
It's
can we
insane.
lose?
Yeah.
How can we lose?
How could you possibly lose? Entirely historically accurate, I'm sure, as well. Like famous.
The famous camel mounted trebuchet. Yeah, I mean, no one makes those. Jokes aside, but like,
Yeah.
why? It could be kind of cool. Like I'm sure there's a use
Yeah.
for them at some point. Ketons #1, Arabia
There we
Civ.
go.
So
Amazing.
looking back at this entire list, some surprises for me.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
definitely some differences. I think that real quick, I want to like the Japanese. I know that they're so strong right now. Magyars, Romans, I know they're so strong right now.
Yeah.
But like Tupi Bulgarians, I wouldn't have expected those way at the top like that.
2P for me are the biggest surprise of all. I can't believe they're not just S tier, but the second best Civ. That's super surprising to me.
Yeah, it is. To be fair, it's a slightly low sample size, but
Sure. Okay.
not a zero. It's like 600 games or something. Like it's a decent
Yeah.
amount of games.
I also think like I'm surprised to see Burgundians so low, and I'd have also expected the way to be slightly higher. But those are probably the big ones where I'm like, wow, that really
Yeah.
surprises me.
I think
The others
Koreans
feel roughly right.
I wouldn't have expected where they are. I would expect the
Sure.
Koreans to be a bit lower for sure.
Yeah.
In a 1v1 situation. But I mean,
Yeah.
there's some like Wei. I think are super versatile, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Khmer, I'm surprised Khmer is
Yeah,
low to us.
totally. Yeah. Yeah, even when we've spoken about the Scorpion meta as well, the fact that they have some of the best Scorpions in the game. I know you're not necessarily getting to Scorpions super all the time on Arabia maps, but still surprising to me that they're not at least C tier. But yeah, I think the biggest trends for me that stand out for me are Foot Archer Civs, not good, apart from Ethiopians. Cav Archer Civs, great. And then you're seeing the dominance of melee, particularly infantry. I think like there's a sense around the console community chat that like Cav are OP or like should be good. And like I'm not sure you've really seen that in the data necessarily. Like
No, No,
There's
not
no
right
bad
now.
cav Civs,
Things
but they're
things
not
change
like
as
top tier.
things get buffed and the meta changes and people kind of start playing differently. Things
Yeah,
change, but yeah, I agreed 100%. It seems like the Cav Civs are kind of like mediocre right now, and
yeah,
it's really more about infantry than it is about anything else. But there's still a few exceptions. But even like Ketons, like they have great infantry too.
yeah.
So
No, we're
you
just talking
can't
about the like
really.
Lao Dao and stuff, right?
Yeah, Lao Dao and their double attack applies to
Yeah,
infantry. It doesn't just
yeah.
apply to so any infantry for them like should be good. People don't do it very often, but it could be. There's no
Yeah,
reason not to. Um, all right, I think this is
I'd like.
this is a good time to wrap up this beautiful, wonderful
Yeah, man.
video. I don't know how long this is gonna end up being. Definitely,
Yeah,
we've been recording for a while,
we've
but
waxed lyrical, man. Like, I thank you so much for inviting me on. It's been such a
absolutely.
pleasure. Really
Anyone who's
interesting.
who's who's watching this video and you've made it this far, you have to subscribe to both my YouTube channel and SammyDiamonds YouTube channel, okay? Because if you made it this far and you're not subscribed, what are you even doing? Okay, we know you like the content. All right, we know what you're here for. Okay, but yeah, man. All right, that's awesome. I'm gonna end this video
Dude,
and
amazing.